layoffs are incoming, huh? From the other side. No wonder it got kind of quiet out there. What happened? Hmm. Plus, the Xbox tax continues, guys. It does. Continues. I guess Gears of War and Clockwork Revolution really hit a nerve. Well, let's get to it.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Crazy Lou's here, got something to say. Good morning, gamers, rise and shine. It's time to play, let's have a good time. Morning, gaming community. With Crazy Lou, it's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. In the world of games, we're just meant to be. Grab coming, I need a scene. Crazy Lou is ready, it's a gaming scene. Fernie's training people where skin. All recent gaming go, Prince and A top beam. Good morning, coming moving. It's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free.
Initiating launch sequence.
Let's begin! Good morning, everybody. Also, tuning in to the crazy one would show beautiful and awesome Thursday chat. How you been? How are things? What's going on out there? What's happening? What's been cooking? Yeah. I mean, I was gone yesterday because I had something to do. My father's doing well. He surgery went super well. Everything's good. Everything's nice. He's at home. He's relaxed, and I'm happy. Everything went out well. Got home yesterday. Took a long nap around 2 or 3. Recovered my energy. I did not go bicycle riding yesterday because I was way too tired from it the whole week, stressing out on the whole surgery situation, which everything turned out to be good. Like I said, happy nothing is wrong. Happy everything is well. And yes, when I hopped into social media around 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. or 6 p.m., I don't know when the heck I hopped around it, I'm still seeing people crying out there with the whole situation with Xbox. But it kind of turned down a little bit. Like, what happened? Why are y'all tuning down? What's going on? Because I read out there that Jason Schreier said that was not going to be closing any studios. I don't know if that was confirmed or not, but at the end of the day, though, I'm like, but wait a minute, are they closing down studios? Are they not doing it? Same thing I asked when Tom Warren reported it. I said, hey, Tom, are they closing down or are they going to be independent? I mean, make your decision. I mean, seriously, make a decision. Why can't you all just wait till things pass? No, we got to be the first ones out there reporting. We got to put it out there to get the clicks, to get the groove going. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Yes. Yes. But here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of meltdowns over the strategy of Xbox. I saw a big one from Kinda Funny Games. Wow. Seriously? Meltdown from you? And what's funny is, freaking camera just drops down, sorry. What's funny is, that's the other one, who is supposedly the Xbox enforcer, as he says, or whatever, didn't say nothing about it. He just said, this is where we are. Okay. Wow. Wow. All right, let's go say good morning to chat. We have you, babe. Good morning. You've got to react to Mag's emo he read on Cult Show. That was insane. I already seen it. I'm like, huh? Okay. Have you ever like it's like you watch the news, how you're watching the news, like something serious is going on, and then all of a sudden, like in the news, something comes in. They're like, well, let's say, how can I say this in such an expression? Like in a way, you like look at it like, huh? Just keep on moving forward. Let's say, okay, a cookie company shuts down. Like all of us, like in other news, a cooking company just shuts down. I just got an email. What happened? Well, the problem, the company shut down because it was infested with the rat problem. So the company has totally shut down and it's not going anywhere. You see that and it's like, oh, okay, let's go move forward because it's just a cookie company, another cookie company that got shut down or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of like that reaction that you get when you see someone talk about something that you're like, number one, why are you getting this email? Or how did you get it? I don't know. Number two, it just sounds odd. It sounds really odd. Because you say you got the higher ups, you got everything. I mean, look, I can tell you something though. I mean, I can sit here and I could print an email while I'm live and I could tell you a whole bunch of bullshit too. I can do that too. Seriously. I could go in and tell you a bunch of lies and you go out there, and misspread information. Because look, I always say this. There's people out there that you talk to that are in the inside, that can bring up stuff to you and stuff like that, which is cool. But you go out there and act like, because I know there's people, I'm 100% sure, and then nothing happens. I mean, look how you're looking. Last year you went to Direct Gaming and you pounded us with the idea that Gears of War Eden was coming out last year and it's going to be there and it's going to do this, it's going to do that and this and that and all this stuff, and yet nothing happened. That was last year. And you literally told us you talked to the higher ups because you know it's going to happen, and literally nothing happened. But hey, it's your way of doing things. It's cool. I got no problem. I mean, you got it down. That's your show. You do whatever you want. I know I'm not doing it. That's the truth, though. I'm not doing it. Because if I knew, it's like what I always say, if I know something, at least I know how to spin it. Without scaring people, without making them go nuts, without having media blow up and stuff like that just to get clicks. I have the right way to say it. Kind of like what happened when I heard about all those games going third party from Xbox. What did I tell the chat? Hey, look, maybe it's all of them. And I kept on prepping them for what was to come. That's it. Maybe it's all of them. That was my opinion. Maybe it's going to be all of them. I kept straightforward with that. I didn't go out there and say, yeah, it's everything. Because if I did, like go that way and say, yeah, it's everything that's coming. Xbox is doom and gloom. And what happens if the plan changes? Who looks like an idiot? Lou? That's why I don't do that crap. Colin and Fawn's chat sounded like really pissed about what Mag said. Because I think this guy may be now permanently banned from all Xbox channels. Why? He didn't say anything wrong to Mag. He didn't make fun to Mag. He just said, Mag, you're being played. There's nothing wrong with that. He didn't say anything wrong with that. Now, if you get mad because you don't like Fonz's opinion, well, that's your problem. Because Fonz didn't call you either, what are a couple mean words? Fonz didn't diss you. Fonz didn't step on your mama. I don't know. Whatever. Fonz didn't say nothing. He just literally said, bro, you got played. That's all. So because of an opinion piece, I don't think he needs to get mad at him. But like I said, he does his shows his way. Over there with Colts, respect for the hustle, I always say. Because at the end of the day, they go live and they talk. Now, your opinions, though, that's a whole other different situation. Mag is just a messenger. Pfft, Oh no. Anyway, says Kirby Man. Hey, good morning, Kirby Man. Good morning, Yubei. Good morning, Gogo Pole. Good morning, Heart Dust. He says, gaming cooked? It's been cooked for quite some time. Lamont Davis, good morning. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? How you doing? So I'm probably going to give Mag a piece of shit of the year after that email. I mean, if he gets it, cool. All right, let's keep it going. Hard Dust, what did I miss yesterday? I was with my dad celebrating our shared birthday, man. Happy birthday to you, Hard Dust. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, homeboy. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Hard Dust. Man, Hard Dust, happy birthday. Hope you had an awesome birthday party. I hope you got to eat a lot of pizza. I hope you had some fun. And remember, if you did celebrate a birthday, you got to have them candy bags. If you don't got them candy bags, it's not a birthday at all. Always have them candy bags. Full of Hershey's Kisses, full of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, peanut butter cups, and all that stuff. You gotta have them, But hey, happy birthday, my friend. You basically said no show yesterday, yes, because I told you guys, 2 days before, since Monday, I was going to go with my father. He was gonna have heart surgery, which I don't know what the heck that word is called. Is where they insert thing into an artery to go to the heart to clean the arteries. I don't know what's that called, or like they add a stem to it. So yeah, it was a pretty frightening thing because the way my father described it, it's like he had what's it called? He had a vein or artery like full of calcium or something. I don't know. He made it seem like it was bad. So since last Wednesday, I've been dealing with this. Not this Wednesday, the last one, from last week. I've been dealing with this and stressed. I haven't slept well and everything. And man, until I talked to the doctor said, I'm not saying he has something in there. I'm 70% he has nothing, but I'm 30% sure there's something in there, and I need to check it out, and that's why I'm doing this procedure. And I said, oh, it's just to check out. Okay, boom. That was the very moment I relaxed because my father did not know how to explain things. Chat, that's crazy. So let's keep it going. Big B Money B, what's up, Big B Money? Breaking news: you can play GTA 5 next week. Big B, we've been playing GTA 5 since 2012. What are you talking about, Big B? Still seeing the Mina saying confirmed that Xbox is putting ads in games. This was debunked a week ago, and Media is still making articles about it. These guys out there are making up a lot of shit. They're still talking about everything, and I'm still sitting here laughing at them. Every day I go live. Every day I go into Twitter. Every day all this stuff, and I still laugh at them. I'm here laughing right now inside. It's like, oh my God. Seriously. Man, we're going to have a crazy show today, I'm telling you. Because like I said, a lot of people are mad. Even Sean Layden had to say something. I mean, that was in perfect timing because that's what I love. I love it when you go out there. This is why I love social media. When you go out there and talk some shit about a company, and then the company you work for comes back with bad news that they're laying off literally like 400 jobs in danger. Whoa. Then who gets what's going on out here? Seriously. You guys are saying that Xbox doesn't get it, but are you getting it though? What's going on out there? All right, cool. Let's keep it going. So let's keep going. Hey, Farke, good morning. What's up, Farke? How you doing, my bro? I'm good, Farke. I'm good. I'm just happy. I'm happy. I'm more relaxed. My father is well. My father is healthy. My father's going to live on for a long time. I'm super stoked. I'm super happy, that I got some good news right there with him. You should print a crazy email from PlayStation. Good idea, Yubei. I'm going to print a crazy email from PlayStation. I'm going to do that for tomorrow. I'm going to print that. I'm going to start off the show with a crazy email. Yeah. All right. So let's keep it going. There's no Xbox tax. It can hurt you. Yes, there is an Xbox tax. Kirby Man, it's huge how big the Xbox tax is out there. Because like I said, kind of funny yesterday, went out there, did a video, and said, I don't understand the strategy. And the other dude that was on screen, that's supposed to be the Xbox enforcer. If you talk shit to him, he's gonna talk back at you. Yes. Didn't say nothing? Oh, that's right. He was mwah, over there. Kissing butt. Come on, man. Where's your guts at? Where's the cojones? Go out there and say something. Especially when he says something about Xbox going back to exclusivity. Why don't you say, well, maybe that is that's a good strategy, because even PlayStation was $800, $900, $650, because look, right now I'm doing the same reaction as this dude did in Kinda Funny, that got aggravated, yell out some stuff because he's mad, he's furious. I am furious with this strategy. Bro, look, right now, this very moment is simple. It's simple. I'm a 42-year-old guy. I have a life. I have things I gotta do. Right? At this very moment, I got things I gotta do, right? And right now, Asha told me, this is what Asha told me. These are the words out of her mouth. We're doing a 100-day reset. You know what I gotta do? Hey, we'll talk about it. We'll bring up some ideas, good topics. Because that's what you got to do. What does it mean, like 100-day reset? We get to speculate. We get to have a blast speculating sometimes, even though some of the things you speculate are bad too. Because listen, there's a lot of bad news floating around. There's going to be job cuts probably. We don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen because the industry is such a hot mess, right? But on the other hand, we got to talk about like, okay, we're probably going to get this game. We're probably going to get this exclusive, speculation talks. No problem. But to be furious about a strategy we actually do not know what's going on is pretty funny. And kind of like your name says, kind of funny, it's pretty funny how you got furious over the strategy. I'm like, what? But do you know something we don't know? Do-da, he knows something we don't know. Do-da, day. Hey! Come on, man. Come on. And the other dude's like, oh, this is where we are. Why? Question. Why didn't you say at that very moment, this is where we are, or say, but wait a minute, PlayStation pulled back on the PC strategy and went back to exclusives. And maybe they're going to take a safe route and put a couple games exclusives and have like a lot of the games being multi-platform to draw in the money so they can keep on continuing with the exclusives. Just like what Sony's doing. Maybe they're going to copy the same strategy Sony's doing. I mean, what's wrong with that? It's all strategy because right now, to be honest, in general, we don't know what the fuck is going on out there. Some games are successful, and even in the middle of success, they do layoffs. How do we know this? We saw this happen with Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals launched big time. It became one of the top 10 most played video games. And after pretty much a month or weeks after it was launched and it was having big numbers, they had layoffs. Again, we don't know what's happening when it comes down to the gaming industry in general. But what we do know is budgets have gone way beyond. AAA games are lasting way more longer. We have a problem out here that it needs to be fixed and addressed. And that's what these companies are going out there and saying. Me and Joey had this discussion on Monday. Joey literally said loud and clear, I don't understand what's going on out there, but I see devs always asking RAM money, but I don't see them reduce times. And that timeline is way too long to throw a game to see if it's going to be successful, to see if people are going to pick it up. I mean, we can sit here and talk, and let's exclude Nintendo, because I exclude Nintendo out of this one, right? We can sit here and talk about it 100 times. What games have sold 30 million and above this generation? You could probably count them with one hand, tops, or two. And the funny thing is, there's been more than 1,000 games released this gen. Probably so, or 500 to 600. Probably my number's way beyond, but either way, though, only a couple have sold 30 million and beyond. Only a couple, if I exclude Nintendo. Y'all need to sit down and look at things before you guys go out there and look and be judging of other people's strategy. Because look, you made a common sense, right? You said something real important. Like, okay, I'm gonna sit there and talk to Nadella and say, you know, Nadella, you piece of shit, whatever you said on your show, which I was like, first off, you call Nadella a piece of shit while you work there, he's gonna kick your butt out of there. Right on the top, he's like, oh, you're calling him a piece of shit, get the fuck out of here. That's what he's gonna say. You're mad because he's doing the AI thing, but here's what's the only thing that gets me though. You think he's the only one that's doing AI? So you want Nadella to sit here, grab a what's the thing called? One of those hand fans, and just fan his head to keep it cool, while everybody out there, bunch of companies out there, are doing the AI stuff. Nadella's not the only one that's doing it though. That's what gets me though. Like bro, if you're gonna say something Nadella because of, you know, hardware sales because it's Nadella's fault, bro, there's literally like hundreds of companies that are doing it. So if Nadella sits back and, you know, just fans his head with a hand fan while everybody's doing this, what's gonna happen to Microsoft? It's going to die. So basically, you just want Microsoft to die. That's what it made it sound. So Darkstone says, well, I guess PlayStation is dead, right? Alongside Xbox, right? Let's keep the same energy, PlayStation fans, and they will not, because PlayStation is fine. Polygon wrote an article saying that the Xbox needs to be stopped before it ruins everything. Weird how the same energy when Sony shuts down studios. They don't not have that same energy, my friend. Rather listen to nails on the chalkboard than to Schreier has to say. Wow. He knows nothing. That was a good one, though. Oh, man. Mag is full of shit. I mean, I'll be honest with you, chat. I mean, we are humans. I mean, sometimes, you know, we eat our stuff and we get full of shit. We got to let it out in the toilet, though. I mean, that's what we got to do, though. Sorry, you know, chat. I just had to make a joke with that, though. But look, listen. I tell you this. You guys go watch these shows. Hear it. Have fun. But don't take it too hard. Take it as a grain of salt, my friends. I always tell you guys that. Ponies on the dust early today. They believe anything. Yep, MacFig. Anything that talks bad about Xbox, that's what they do. Mac told me GTA 6 is only PS5. Best game ever owned by PS. Really? Did he say that? Aww. I had a guy tell me that is a big PlayStation fan. And we're like, bro, it's coming out to Xbox. And he kept on saying it's going to be on PS5. I'm like, bro, it's coming out to Xbox too. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Rockstar handed the IP over to Sony because they love PlayStation so much. Source Mag. Oh, wow. Ooh, cool. Fonz and Mag are fine. We was literally in LA having a good time. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta have a good time. Mag has been a joke. Never liked him. Stop following. Colt Eastwood and Mag was added to the show. Or maybe, chat, it's Colt Eastwood that gives Mag that ammo so Mag can get all that heat. It could be that, though. Oh, man. Wow. Chat's really mad at Mag. Whoo, shit. Damn. Damn, chat. You look like the son of... Oh, man. Why you all gotta compare me to... Why you gotta compare me to the son of Sam? I know who the son of Sam is. No. Hell no. I do not look like the son of Sam. Damn. Hey, chat. The stash is back, though. Laugh out loud. Saw that coming. Big B Money got kicked. Oh, what did he say, though? He was talking about GTA 5? Everything is GTA 5, though. Big B Money, you okay, man? Bro, chill out with GTA 5, though. All the top 5 tech companies are all in AI. Hell, even my job is doing it. Everyone is doing it. Even PlayStation is in AI. They literally were talking about how they're going to put AI into their games. And now they're taking advantage of AI. So at the end of the day, though, you want to bash Nadella for AI. Yet everybody's taking advantage of the AI situation for some things. That's my problem. I love how people go out there and bash. Fuck AI, do this. But at the end of the day, though, shit. PlayStation is using it. Why can't you fight PlayStation? No, we gotta bash Xbox. Yes, because it's so much easier to bash Xbox because Xbox, it's better. They don't give me codes probably, or I get those codes and just do not like their games. But that's probably it. I don't know. Seriously. Why all this bashing though? Oh, we're reacting to the news right now. Yeah. Good reaction though. But I just love the other dude, the Xbox enforcer that's in there, that he says, I fend for Xbox. This is where we're at. Why didn't you right there, like I said though, why didn't you ask him that question though? Simple question. But hold on, Greg. This is what you just said. But hold on, Greg. 2 or 3 months ago, PlayStation said it's pulling back on PC, so now they're going to stick to the exclusive strategy. Why can't Xbox do the same though? And then Greg would probably come back and say, because Xbox doesn't have any hardware out there. But hold up a second. They have an extended platform. They still, have the Xbox, have the PC. And before that, they released Gears of War Reloaded to test the grounds probably. And, people did not buy Gears of War Reloaded. So why should Xbox send Gears of War E-Day? In all honesty, though, there's nothing wrong with debating back to him. Because what's wrong with the debate, though? That's what you got to do if you're live, though. I mean, if I had Silent Cypher on here, and he said the same thing, I would have said to Silent, wait a minute, Silent, but wait, PlayStation pulled back on the strategy, though. So what's it wrong? Why is it wrong for Xbox to pull back? But first off, Silent Cypher will never say something like that because, we all know how Silent is. But I'm just setting up an example, though. Why? Louis, do you get jealous that Mag knows all the insiders? He's buddies with Phils and Asha. Do I get jealous of that? No. Why would I get jealous about that, though? Google Poll, I get insider information here, too. The thing is, Google Poll, what I've learned along the way is that even though I get insider information, I don't go out and spill stuff. I just wait for the company to announce things. That's what I do, because at the end of the day, I could be spilling stuff out here and then be wrong. I don't like to do that. I always watch out with that. I go on with what's going on right now. I sit here and I talk about, okay, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that, what's happening over here, what's happening over there. That's what I go with, because at the end of the day, they can change the plan. Right now, we have 2 games that are exclusive, right? And I see everybody saying, oh, they can shift the plan, they can do this, they can do that. I'm like, this is not they can change the plan situation. Right now, this is that they have those 2 games exclusives, and they keep on telling you, hey, these 2 games are going to be exclusive, period, and y'all try to push it out of them to say it's going multi-platform because you're so desperate that you want it to be fucking multi-platform. But here's my question, though. Where is the push when Sony went out there, supposedly, because it was Jason Schreier who said it? I mean, still waiting for Sony confirmation on this, right? But where was the push when Ghost of Yotei, when Saros, when, what's the other one, chat, help me out? I'm not going to PC. Where's the push on that, though? No, but if Xbox does it, we got to go out there, bitch, and complain. Yeah, because right now, you don't have hardware, you can't put exclusives. Why not? Why not? I mean, look, it's actually a good strategy. If you got, right now, let's say a number, 35 million people on Xbox. 35 million people on Xbox, 5 or 10 million are pissed off because they went third party, which, like I said, 5 or 10 million parties, 2 or 3 or 4 million that said it. What are you going to do to keep them happy? Bring home some exclusives. Make them happy because, maybe they're just tired of this whole shit. So what's wrong with keeping those fans happy? Oh, you cannot listen to a minimum audience. Oh. So I got a question, though. They're not consumers? They don't spend their money on there? Because what I know is they spend their money on there. They do. So they have everybody go out there, bitch, and complain about something they don't like. What's the problem with that? That you don't agree with that? I get it. Because, listen, I don't agree with a lot of stuff people say out there, but at the end of the day, they are a paying customer. I don't know if you don't know what customer service is, but that's customer service. And that's what's been going on. They've been doing a lot of customer services right now. They're working on it. They're trying to gain the trust And they're trying to do something because next year they have a console they got to release. And here's the thing, though, that you don't understand, though. We're so close to the next generation. What do you think they're going to do? They're not going to change strategies and just keep it the same way? What do you think is going to happen to those core people out there? Because that's something you all don't think at the same time. That if they keep on with this shit, with sending everything to be third party, those core people are going to go. They'll be like, well, you know, we're next gen, why should I get a Helix? Or I just sit here on my Xbox, or just sit here over there. You did not ever think about that? And let's say it's 1 or 2 million people that are the ones bitching about it. But at the end of the day, though, it's 1 or 2 million less for them. If they leave. Oh, go tag him. Go tag him. Tell him to come over here. I'll fight him. I'll tell him to come on so he can do the reaction. We can have a debate. Cincio says, agree. Gears should stay at Xbox. I don't know why the problem is that Xbox is having 2 games over there. What's the problem? Everybody is so pissed off with having these 2 games that you all went out there and flooded the internet with a bunch of BS. Bro. Well, we do not know. We don't know the strategy. None of us know what the next 100-day strategy is going to be. Everybody's out there guessing. And throwing articles out there that we just don't understand and confusing everyone and driving everyone nuts, because that's what you all do. Drive everyone nuts for what? For nothing? And then when the news comes out, nothing happened, y'all like, oh shit. Let me retract to that. Oh shit, nothing happened. I mean, you can talk about it for a day. Talk about it for a day, talk about it for something, you know, you can mention something, but damn, y'all on a rampage. For a week and a half on this shit? It's sad. Damn. Louis, I almost broke down and got the Hellraiser Collector's Edition. Bro, boy, I am so mad about something. You know, there is a Collector's Edition that cost $250 that had some, what's that guy's name? The guy who plays Pinhead autograph. And it's sold out, and I want to buy that one. I'm like the hawk right now. I'm like, ee! You know, like flying around. Oh, sorry, that's a bad hawk sound. But I'm like a hawk right now, just watching. Like, is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? You know, bloop, buy it. Why people pre-order games like that going to run out? Man, that should run out real quick. It ran out in a day, though. Damn. Hey, no one's rooting for Xbox more than me. I pre-order all 3 of their big games. They need people to buy during the restructuring. Good. Bought off, it was a waste of time. What's a waste of time, though? Exactly. It's the stupidest thing in gaming. What is the stupidest game in gaming? I like how everyone thinks only MS is doing AI. Exactly. I love that too. I mean, Yubei is the most funniest thing, though. They acting like it's the big evil empire. Only Microsoft is doing all this shit. I wish it was only Microsoft. That means we have more RAM for us out there. But it's not only Microsoft, it's everyone that's doing this shit. So if you're going to fight AI, go fight everyone else. Damn. Or bitch about it. That's the whole point. Yeah, boy, if you're going to bitch about AI, go bitch about everyone else. Yeah, that's it. Crazy, you see GTA 6 from start today? No, I'm not seeing nothing today. I'm right now focusing on this, and I'll go over there and cover it. Big B, I'm afraid for what you say, because every time you say something, nothing ever comes out, you know, and it's on the air, though. Do you see, did they say GTA 6 MP is coming? No, that's money. Yeah, I saw that one, says bro boy. They do it in hopes of defending some distracting from their woes. Hi, Louis. I'm from UK. For me, at 75, for me, it's not about exclusives. It's more about the length of time to bring out a decent game that we want to play, and it's not broken, or pursuing an agenda. That is so true, David. You hit it on the dot. That's the subject at this very moment. All these dudes should be talking about. They should be that's the main key thing. Everybody should be talking about this. Everybody should be tackling this instead of going out there bashing a company because they're restructuring. and they do not understand the strategy. Why don't you all talk about what and bring this subject up and literally go out there and talk and, oh my God, just throw it and say, hey, you guys that are working AI right now, we understand this is a business, you know, y'all got to do this, but at the end of the day, if you guys can give out ideas to help devs reduce times to deliver great games, that'll be great. Why can't y'all talk about that? Look, this man just said, hi, Looming from UK. For me, at 70, he's 75 years old and he plays your video games. And I pray to God, because I got to pray for this, right? David W. Kelsey is 75. I pray to God that David could last to 100, 110 years old. And he gets to keep on playing video games until he's 110. But man, 75 though, you're like, whoa. Why'd I have to wait so long for a game? I mean, release it, I want to play it. That's what we want though, because life goes, right now these days, life goes out quick, fast. We need things to be delivered faster. Because seriously, sometimes I sit here and I look at games, right? I look at games. And I'm like, wow, I remember I saw this a couple years ago and I was hyped for it, but then all of a sudden like it goes away. Like what? Because there are so many things happening at the same time. You know, like there's 300 games coming out in the same month. And you forget about what was shown. And then when you see like, oh yeah, I remember that. Big B, let me put it simple for you. DM me the GTA 6 thing on the Discord. DM it to me. You have me on Discord, DM it to me. And say, Louis, look at the DM and I'll jump into it. Just DM it to me if you see something. Louis, that's not fear-mongering though. If the layoffs are bad, and now imagine when it gets advanced because it's doing this, that year after year. But Alpha Wolf, we have layoffs everywhere. But the thing is, they want to act like it's only MS the problem. They want to act like it's only Xbox the problem. They want to act like everything is just there. But we have a problem in fucking general. Just yesterday alone, we just heard that Bungie's going to lay off 400 people. Is it true? I don't know. But listen, they are going to occur. Maybe the strategy in 2020 of all these dudes going out there pursuing, buying all these studios was not the strategy they had to go to. Maybe the strategy had to be is, let's leave those studios out there, right over there, right? Let's leave them out there and let's sign them up to help us develop again. If it goes bad, well, we just give them this much money and that's it. It's not a big loss. And then they don't have to point fingers at us saying, oh, because of us it closed down. Like it's going on right now. Because everybody's like, oh, Xbox is shutting down Ninja Theory. Oh, they are so evil. Really? They are so fucking evil that they're shutting them down. That's evil. I mean, that's beyond Dr. Evil. I mean, what? It's insane how quick they forget the fucking past. But when they need to go back to the past to look for some information, they do look for it. If they need it for some of this console war ammunition crap. They do. But did you forget that Ninja Theory was nearly bankrupt? Did you forget that Xbox picked them up in 2018? They did for $117 million. They picked them up. Did you forget about that? For them to deliver a Bleeding Edge and a Sentinel Hellblade for 7 hours, and you guys say that Xbox is evil. I mean, they gave them a chance to cook something. If they get shut down. Because that's the thing, though. Double Fine, Psychonauts 2 Phenomenon. Then we got a Keeper, which is not a bad game, of course. Then we have a Kiln, which is not a bad game, of course, but it's a game that is not bringing it in. And let's say Kiln costs $20 million to spend, though. But what happens if they don't get that $20 million back? Is Xbox evil now? The thing is, I find wrong if they shut down Ninja Theory. This is me saying it. If they shut down Ninja Theory. Because look, let me go back and watch the Ninja Theory trailer real quick. Hold on. Let me go bring that back here. Back into noise. Hold on a second. Let me zoom out. Hold on, chat. Give me 1 second. Let me bring this up. Because, look, this is what I get weird, though. Because, you know, someone out there said, right, that they did this because, to get investors to hop on and buy this game. But you know what's so weird about this, though? Here, let me show you the showcase, though, real quick. So let's watch the end of the showcase. So we got a new Senua game. But here's what's weird, though. If they were putting that game out there to get investors to hop on and buy this, right, as they were saying out there. Hold on, chat. I'm about to show you this. This is just me saying this, all right? I mean, I'm not, you know. Then why in the blue hell do we get all these logos? Senua 2027, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox on PC, Xbox Cloud, Steam, PS5, Xbox Play Anywhere, and Xbox Game Pass. Why do we get this at the end, though? If they just wanted to do a trailer, they would do a trailer and not show all these logos. But yeah, let's go do this to get investors to hop on. Like nobody knows what Ninja Theory does. I mean, bro, if we look back from 2020 till now, one of the most talked about games was Senua's Hellblade. One of the most talked about games was that because we were looking at this game, we were seeing the graphics like, holy shit. Remember the face expression? Remember all that stuff, all those face expressions she did? And we were looking at the graphics like, whoa, that's how we were. It was one of the most talked about games back in there. Like nobody knows what Senua does or the studio behind Senua does. And you decided to write an article to say that they're looking for, you know, they put this out there for them to pick them up, for someone to pick them up to know what they do. Like, no one knows, like, what they do. Come on, man. What's next? I mean, I'm waiting for you guys to make us some shit, too. I'm still waiting. Because every day there's a new thing coming out when it comes down to Xbox or anything. Dude, you should fire Big B Money. Okay, thank you, Big B. I'll go check it out. Go check it out. Yes, Xbox CC, well, this is telling the musician I'm going to give your album away for free, but you still have to pay me back for album sales. Literally, they want Xbox to go away from hardware, though. I'm like, why? Okay. Big B, this better not be hacked, because if it is, if my Discord gets hacked, I'm going to kick your butt. Okay. All right. I'm seeing it right now. Big B, was this the big news, Big B? Damn, Big B, I'm about to kick your butt. That's actually good news, though. So, Chad, this is Big B Money announcement. We're going to call this the Big B Money announcement section. This is what Big B was going nuts about. Wait, did I put this right? Okay, here we go. All right, this is what he was going nuts about. Let's bring it up to the table. Let's put it full screen so you guys can see what was Big B going nuts about. We got a new announcement from Rockstar, baby. All right, Big B, this is for you, baby. Let me hit play. All right, so I'm not gonna even put sound just in case, though. But yeah, this is a new announcement from Rockstar. Here we go. Breaking news right here. This is what we're going to see right now for Rockstar. And that is the cover to the game. Huh? Okay, cool. We're getting the game cover. That's fantastic, though. And, of course, pre-orders start June 25. So the marketing starts in June 25, guys. That's it. Rockstar, is that it, Big B Money? This was all the fuss was about, Big B? I mean, that's a pretty cool announcement, but... Have you ever noticed Sean Layden only shows up after stuff like this happens to Xbox? So, I mean, he's got to show up, though, because he's, you know what Sean Layden's trying to do? You know what he's trying to do, though? He's trying to win back the job from Sony. I wonder what he's going to do if he goes back to Sony. What is he going to do, produce great games? The question is, with what budget, though? Because, I mean, it's interesting, though. But here's what's so funny, though. Didn't you guys notice? What did I tell you guys? And this is so true. What did I tell you guys about Rockstar, though? They're saying that PlayStation has the marketing deal and Xbox doesn't and everything. But it's kind of funny, though, that they are on their own channel. Just posted a 32-second trailer to show you the cover and tell you when is it going to be pre-ordered, though. I said it. I don't know why y'all think that with all that money Rockstar made from that trailer, y'all think they're going to go ahead and give it to Xbox and PlayStation to say something. No, they're going to collect the money themselves because they don't need them anymore like to promote stuff. I mean, but if it does, though, it'll be cool. But at the end of the day, though, I don't think they're going to give it to them. They'd rather announce it first on their channel to get the views they want to get and then say, here, have it. Grifters and glitches on both sides. The media didn't have they don't have pay the bills. To be honest, hands-on better decision have been Redfall cancel, Everwild, Banjo, or Killer Instinct or Conquer Psychonauts 3. What are you guys talking about over here? Because I was busy, trying to get the big money news out here. Fortnite has layoffs too. Yeah, everyone is laying off, but every publisher would trade places with Fortnite. That's true. The big mistake I think Rockstar is making, I don't believe they recognize GTA 6 needs to be a platform to build games, or people were so desperate of that we rage hooked to hack it. What do you mean by that, though? The industry really should have worked like they were afraid of being shut down this whole time. We would have gotten more than one in 9 years from them. Bro, they put out 2 games. The first game they put out once they got bought was Bleeding Edge, and Bleeding Edge just didn't do shit. Bleeding Edge was a really bad game. It didn't do shit, and then after that they worked on Senua's Hellblade, which everybody was talking about graphics, how beautiful it looks and everything. When the game released, it was a 7-hour long game, which sucked. I mean, I was hoping it was gonna be 12 to 14 hours, but it was only a 7-hour long game. And some people went through it, took their time, it became a 9 to 10 hours. But if you speedrun it, it's a literally 5 or 6 hour game, which is terrible though. Like all that money poured into that game, it's like, And the question is, how much money was poured in there? We just don't know. It's me, the boy Lewis, with a $5 super chat. He says loud and clear. Damn, Reforged didn't have time for an 8-hour waiting room stream for the GTA 6 pre-order announcement trailer. I feel bad for him now. Not really. All right, times have changed. Being under an umbrella becomes work. To do this, independent developers work on passion. Phil tried to bring the unfortunately got no hits. That's how it is, though, and it sucks. Look, here's the thing, though. I don't have any issues with none of these studios. I have any issues with none of these studios. I have any issues, Daniel Lazaro with a $5 super chat. You think things are bad in gaming? This man lost a war against you-know-who and Alga the same day. Fire Satya. Dan Lazaro, I did not mean, you know, not to read like the whole thing in here. But the thing is, we try to stay away from politics. And yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, bro, but you know, that's why I didn't read the whole thing, you know, the way it is. And thank you for the $5 though, but you know, we just try to stay away from politics though. So let's not do politics, my friend. Just try to keep that away from here, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, we talk about more about games than what's going on out there though. So yeah, try to keep away from that, my friend. Just telling you. Maybe, hey, listen, don't jump on him. Maybe he just didn't know what the rules are here. And that's true. Maybe he just didn't know, so it's cool. Maybe, you know, he didn't hear it before. And again, not to me, because again, thank you for the $5, but you know, we try to stay away from politic conversations in here, because at the end of the day, though, you know, we gotta respect that though. But what people's beliefs though, that's what I mean though. But yeah, the thing is, look, in a serious scenario, and let's get this out the way. We're living in a dire situation when it comes out to the world. We got terrorists. We got a whole bunch of things happening over here. We got oil going up, spiking up, and all that shit. We know that's happening, and it's because of things like this that happen. I know that. So look, when it comes down to gaming, jumping back into gaming, the situation is dire because you got all these big tech companies going after the RAM, and no matter what. Look, we just yesterday got an announcement from what's it called? What's this company called? Shoot. We just got an announcement from Apple that they're gonna raise the phones. Remember, I told you guys we're gonna see phones going up. I think I told you guys about this like several months ago when we saw the RAM crisis happen. It's like shit, everything's gonna go up. We're gonna have phones going up. We're gonna see cars going up. We're gonna see a lot of things, microwaves, refrigerator, stuff like that, that's going to go up because a lot of these things have RAM in them. It's true. That was bound to happen. RAM, storage, they have all this stuff. And look, now it's happening. Yeah. But yeah, so Danla, thank you for the $5, but let's try to keep the politics away from the show, man. Thank you though. Thank you. Really appreciate it though. Just to let you know, because we don't really talk politics on here. What we do is we talk about games in general. And I know other than games though, I know something's going on out there. I get it. But I try to keep away from it just to keep it in general gaming, because the thing is that we're seeing our big enemy right here when it comes down to gaming is the whole AI RAM situation that's going on. That's our biggest enemy right now at this very moment when it comes down to gaming. And another thing that comes down is the times that these games get developed. We have to find a way to reduce these times. That's what we got to do though. GTA 5 was fun. It wasn't cheap. Not possible. I say go play it. GTA 6 when you're ready. All right. I give about our tax dollars go to for the record. I know. But listen, chat. I'm in Dominican Republic. Remember that. I give a damn too about how things are right now, because look, right now gas is like $6, $8 for a gallon for the supposed good gas, which is not good at all. But I'm not there to stop this, so let's keep it going, chat. Let's keep it going. Let's bring up this article real quick. And like I said, the bashing continues when it comes down to Xbox, because that's all they know how to do is bash Xbox, look bad what Xbox does, but they don't look at in general what the strategy is when it comes down to these games, right? I pay $8K on property tax alone. Shoot, man. If I talk about how much, oh shit. Let's not. It's tiring. When GTA get here, I'm not going to get no commercials, says BB Money. BB. Look, we got a new 32-second commercial. After June 25, we're going to see more on GTA, okay? We now know, so we can chill. Let's keep it going. Shout out to the 50 people here on the show. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Also hit that bell. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, what am I doing, though? Oops. All right. So, Let's bring this up. Anyway, how about them video games? Yep. All right. Oh, we do have to talk about a tax, though, and that is the Xbox tax. Remember that. We got to bring up the Xbox tax. Prediction: Xbox and PlayStation 5 digital store crash on June 25th. All that can happen. So with all the news happening, though, let me show you guys something that's going on here. And, of course, we got to have an article being printed up because of this, right? And that is Microsoft. Please let your Xbox studios cook. They shouldn't be punished for previous experiments and mismanagement. Studios like Ninja Theory and others are reportedly on the block at Microsoft. So here we go. Microsoft, please let your studios cook. They shouldn't be punished for previous experiments on mismanagement. Please let your studios cook. Okay. This is when you look at someone and you're like, okay, hold up a second. Look. I understand that you want the studios to cook. I get it. I wish I could do that too. I mean, I wish, and this is me talking in a perspective, like me sitting here as a video game fan. And let me tell you something. You're right. I wish for that too. 100%. I wish they will let these studios cook. I wish they will let them do what they gotta do. I wish they will let them do that. But here's the thing though. One thing is what the fan on me wants. The other thing is the business side. If the studios cannot cook as well as they thought they can cook, what do you think is going to happen? Like all studios have been doing, what do you think is going to happen? There's going to be layoffs. There's going to be all this stuff. And again, I do not have anything against these studios. Right? I have nothing against them. They've done an amazing thing. I mean, look, Ninja Theory, they did a 7-hour long game, right? Pretty good game. But at the end of the day, though, the game just didn't hit. And with that technology they use, now they're using it in the movie industry, which is fabulous. It's a fabulous thing to hear that, the movie industry is using this, that technology that they were using, because we knew something a couple years ago after Hellblade came out, that they made the money from movies hiring them to give them the ideas on how to use the camera, the angles, or technology that they were using for that game. That's some pretty neat stuff, though, I gotta say, though. Like I said, they've done some pretty neat stuff. But if it doesn't hit on the business side, what do you think the business is going to do? It's just like PlayStation, what they did with all the rest of the studios they bought. And to be honest, though, like I said, maybe the plan from 2020 that all these guys went out there to buy these studios was actually a very bad idea. What they should have done is to say, hey, Ninja, let me just hire you to make Hellblade exclusive for a year or two. And just leave you over there and let me give you the money to do this and let's see how it goes. And then after that, you throw it out to the rest of the consoles. That would have been a better idea. But at the end of the day, though, they just swooped them up. And they swooped them up for them to develop the game. And the game didn't do well. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, I'll cover it. I did cover it the other day. But if you guys want me to cover that again, I'll cover it again. I'll cover it again about how they want Xbox to be shut down. I'll recover real quick. So let's read about this. So Xbox and Microsoft in general really reminds me of the old webcomic called Persistence, Deceptive Above. It shows two dudes mining as one gives up right before hitting diamonds. I feel like this as mentally has long been the bane of the Microsoft all over, and its inability to see these things has led them to miss the boat on various computing paradigms and other types of opportunities. We're seeing it play out again now with Xbox leadership has come in with a mandate from Microsoft higher-ups to make Xbox sustainable. What's wrong with that? Whatever that means. So you don't know what it means and you're talking about it? This is despite the fact Xbox posted record profits last year, but decisions like this are made on future projections rather than past wins. Xbox has a variety of headwinds to contend with, as does the entire gaming industry. Xbox CEO Asher Sharma has suggested that the Microsoft gaming division will finish the year only at a 3% accountability margin. The lion's share of the blame falls of an ill-fated Xbox Game Pass price hike, now reversed, the memory availability crisis, and a soft year for both Call of Duty and Candy Crush Saga, but all those things will abate over time. That's true. Microsoft Instinct has long been cut and run at the wrong time, is potentially making the same mistake now too, in your view. Oh, your view. Oh, okay. Some of Xbox teams just haven't delivered profitability Microsoft wants, but that's not all on them. What? Okay. Rumors suggest studios like Double Fine, Compulsion Games, and Ninja Theory are all being explored for closures right now, with others likely on the block. Nothing is set in stone yet. Hold on, chat. 1 second. I'm just putting up the chat to the one side so I can read what you guys are saying. So, nothing is set in stone yet, but the talks are happening. And CEO Asher Sharma is going over the books and seeing how much has been spent on certain studios, which that's a good thing. And what their returns have been. It's true that none of these studios have delivered a hit game since joining Microsoft in terms of retail sales or Xbox Game Pass engagement. It could also be argued that they weren't exactly positioned for massive success stories either. Ninja Theory in particular is a frustrating case. The UK, a particularly aggressive COVID shutdown regimen, which Ninja Theory can hardly be blamed for. They also spent a huge chunk of time moving studio locations. Ninja Theory is also based in Cambridge, one of the UK's most expensive regions. Okay. Hellblade won awards for its character acting, technology, atmospheric, and deceptions of mind health struggles, but I would argue it was on Microsoft's leadership for not identifying the hard truth. Interactive walking simulation games just aren't big sellers. It's particularly true when Hellblade is at least superficially similar to the presentation as Sony's God of War, albeit without the gameplay depth to complement it. I'm not armed with imminent knowledge of Hellblade 2. Of how Hellblade 2 was greenlit in this January, but the solution to its soft sales was readily obvious to me and anyone else watching. It shouldn't have been an action-adventure title, meaning the market demand where it is. We've seen a huge variety of specifically similar hack-and-slash games absolutely blow up on comparably smaller budgets. Stellar Blade comes to mind, Liza P comes to mind as well. Wow. We are finally getting Hellblade in the January. It was destined to be with Senua, which Microsoft announced on its own showcase just a few days ago, only for reports to emerge Xbox isn't even going to see it through to completion. We don't know that yet. As a fan and customer who is tired of Microsoft's announced first then cancel approach to games people have been waiting for years in some cases, this is an absolutely awful pill to swallow. Again, but it's far worse knowing the human cost of these cancellations. Ninja Theory has never been given the runway to spread its full wing. Wow. 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 It's never been given the runway to fully spread its wings. You see, this is the part that gets me though. I think they did not give him a runway. You know what they gave him? Everything. That's where it gets me. Because let me tell you something. From what I've seen developers go through and what I've seen for the talks, and this has happened the other day with the game that was shown in what's it called? What's this company called? Oh, the Game Awards. I forgot the name of the game. I gotta look for it. But then a few months later, we see that NetEase stopped giving them money, and so now they have to shut down the game. That's been going on. I think yesterday it was brought up. I forgot the name of the game. I gotta go look for it. But okay, this is my problem here, right? Ninja Theory did not have to go out there look for investors for its next game. They didn't have to do that stuff. That work has been done. They had Microsoft to come pick them up. They had, when they picked them up though, they said, here, you guys do what you gotta do. You got our backs. You got our funding. They do not have to go and get funding from somewhere else. They just have to go in and do what they gotta do. And when it delivered, it just didn't deliver as well as people wanted it to be. Shit, that happens. But when it comes to technology, though, like you said, they want awards for this. I mean, I gotta say though, that's pretty cool. That happens. No, it's not High Guard because High Guard came out. This game never actually came out. It was just a trailer that was shown though, and it did not come out. It's not High Guard. I forgot the name of it. But they've been getting everything to do to cook. They have all the instruments to cook this. They have had it. They've had it. But yet they didn't deliver what it was in the final run though. COVID wasn't Ninja Theory's fault. Nobody said it was their fault with that. And someone somewhere along the chain should have identified that Hellblade 2 wasn't going to be a big game in the genre or budget it had settled with. Oh, so now you're trying to pinpoint with the budget that they gave them to do whatever they want. Wow. Someone along the chain should have invested in becoming something more. I'll be honest with you, what I'm happy, and I gotta say this though, loud and clear, maybe if they were more pushy, this wouldn't have happened. I couldn't agree with you there. But here's the thing though, they were bots. And when they were bots, they said, here's the budget, do whatever you want. All we're gonna do is check in, check how the game is, and that's it. If you got that permission to do that, you gotta deliver a hell of a game. And not only that, one thing I said this loud and clear, I mean, shit, you guys were on the brink to go bankrupt. And these guys picked you up on the brink. I mean, just one more step, you guys were out. You guys got bought for 117 million. I mean, bro, you know what Senna should have done? To be honest, though, Senna should have had, like, more power. I don't know. I'm not a developer to say what she should have done though, but there should have been more into that game though. And again, I have nothing against the devs. I'm just saying there should have been more into it. And you're saying that it has never been the wrong way to spread fully its wings. Yes, listen, compared to the first Senua, the way this game looks, compared to the first one, it's like they gave it all to them to do what they want. But all right, studios eventually have to sell games, but how can they if Microsoft keeps thinking so corny about things? There have been a large variety of projects greenlit under Microsoft Xbox Game Studios, and they had to have known were never going to sell or get any kind of engagement in Xbox Game Pass. Keeper from Double Fine, for example. Let me go see where this is at. Wait, shoot. I think it went down. All right, here it is. It is a great fun project, but in an era of restless, non-stop neon light grabbing our attention, the efficient brains at every angle, how can these type of projects cut that through that noise? There you go. The pressure Microsoft put on Xbox delivers results now betrays the reality of modern game development. Game needs to either be turbo unique, cultural phenomena, or absolute AAA bangers. South of Midnight, Kiln Keeper, Hellblade 2, and even Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2 didn't have the scope, polished edge, or marketing budget to compete with similar titles that either do it better or just grab more attention. I agree with you there on the whole marketing side. 100% with the marketing, and deserve more marketing. I'm with you. Those studios and team backing the games ultimately work with what they're given. Those have been around long enough. Remember Xbox anemic Terry Myerson era, where the products being shipped barely even hit AA quality bars. What would Avowed or the Outer Worlds to have looked like with a more dynamic world or reactive engine? What would Hellblade look like if it were wide linear action adventure instead of a walking simulation? Do smaller projects like Keeper and Kiln detract development time from a more ambitious project? What if South America had a better combat and a broader scope? Oh, now you're asking questions. I wish we lived in a world where important artistic games like Keeper and Hellblade 2 could thrive. Xbox Game Pass funds were supposed to be that. But we don't live in that universe, and likely never will. I would argue it's on Xbox Game Studios to guide and invest in the creativity of teams, steering them towards the kind of quality bars we know Xbox is capable of. We've seen it emerge on Gears of War E-Day, Clockwork Revolution, State of Decay 3, Fable Grounded 2, Sea of Thieves, Forza, and so on. The talent is clearly there. I know Microsoft isn't going to listen to me or any of us, but I would love to see what would happen if these studios were given a chance and a longer runway. Acknowledge that previous management mistakes were not their fault, and things like COVID surely represents mitigating factors. LS CEO Satya Nadella betrayed the position of a recent interview where he bemoaned the fact there's more monetization of Xbox games happening on YouTube than at Microsoft. I would argue that it's a privilege that so many millions of people want to talk about, watch, and share content based on those roads. Perhaps there'd be more video monetization going on at Microsoft if it hadn't bailed out on growing Mixer, but I digress. Nadella takes the wrong lesson from gaming popularity on YouTube. The value and internet are obviously there. Microsoft's fault for not unlocking that value properly, and the developer shouldn't be punished for it. Oh my god. Let me see what it says here. Continue. Wait. I'm not gonna fill this. Oh man, I'm not gonna log in. Shoot. Look. First off, real quick. Good article, I gotta say. You brought up some good points, key points. But again, maybe that's what's gonna happen now. Maybe that's what Ashley's gonna do in the 100-day reset. Maybe she's gonna sit there with the students and say, okay, what works, let's cook. That's maybe what it is. Because look, here's the thing though. You say not to blame for previous management. Give them another chance. Please do so. Like I said, in a perfect world, where they have all the extra funding out there, that's what I mean, extra funding, then that will be a good thing to do, right? But the thing is, right now, we're living in a situation that it's not a good thing to have a lot of people working in there and trying to deliver something, because out of all this that you mentioned right here, you did not talk what is the main problem. Can you do to reduce dev time, to deliver more games, to give them another chance to see if we can do something else for these games to come out quicker and see if they can bring more cash in quicker? Because let me tell you something, and if they can do in 6 years deliver 2 games, that would be pretty good. That's a pretty good pacing though. If they can do that in 6 years, 2 games in 6 years, which as of right now, I know it's a little bit impossible. But if they're going to deliver something that is in 6 years and all the money and all the budgets and everything that's spent on it and it doesn't hit, what do you think is going to happen? Because the problem with these games is not the games that they deliver, because sometimes there's going to be a hit, there's going to be a miss. That happens. We are seeing that all the freaking time. Is the time it takes them to build them and all the money that's put into them. That's the main problem right now. And you guys are not addressing this more and more, and that's something that you guys should be talking about instead of saying, "Oh, evil empire shuts down this video games." No. Why don't you do an article saying, "Hey, Microsoft, find a solution to cut down dev times"? That would have been a better article. Seriously, that should be something we should be talking about. Instead of saying, "Yeah, go ahead, give them 6 more years," even though your sales and everything are down the road. I mean, it's down, it's bad, but try to hold on to them. Why? Like I said earlier, I mean, shit. During the COVID times, the purchasing of studios maybe was not the idea. It should have been, let's sign up with you guys and get deals over here and bring games like PlayStation does with third-party games and lock them out from all the other systems. That would have been a better thing. Instead of them sweeping up and picking up these studios and then going out there and shutting them down. Kind of like what happened with Bluepoint, though. Bluepoint was standalone out there. Sony picked them up. They picked them up. And after, 4 or 5 years, they shut them down? But like I said, good article, but still not hit the point where I would love to see, and that is, let's find a way to reduce developer times for them to release at least more games. In case they have a miss, they can get a hit. That's the proper thing. That's what we got to be talking about. But here's the thing, though. Right now, there is so much stuff happening in media itself. So many lies right now at this very moment. There are so many lies that you don't know who to trust. And the thing is, how can you trust someone that writes an article at the morning? Oh, 3 studios are closing. 3. And then in the afternoon, a couple hours later, they say, well, they're now negotiating to be independent. Make up your minds. Are they either closing or they're going to be independent? It's like, what is it? Who is feeding this to you? Come on, man. Come on. Being critical and being negative are two things. Exactly. But like I said, you know, he brought up some good points in the article, right? Like, okay, this and this. But the other thing that I found wrong about it is, like, they didn't give him the runway. Of course they give him the runway. They give him pretty much everything to do what they want. They give him a huge-ass budget. And this is what they delivered? Man, come on, man. And I say, well, you know, COVID bumped into everybody. You want me to mention games that were bumped into COVID? I'll mention a couple. You ready? Here's a couple. Howard's Legacy was hit by COVID. Elden Ring was hit by COVID. Black Myth Wukong was hit by COVID. Power was hit by COVID. Gears of War was hit by COVID. Forza Horizon was hit by COVID. Forza Horizon 5. 6, you know, was probably hit by COVID too, but for a little bit of COVID. Should I keep on going the list? Unsuccessful games. Well, I mean, Gears of War hasn't come out yet, so we don't know yet, but yeah. Death Stranding 2 was hit by COVID. Astro was hit by COVID. Everyone was hit by COVID, and look where they're at. All right, let's keep it going. I get Asha wants her brownie points. Early in background worth ethnic and to around in 5 years, then leave and organize another company. It is what it is. Yes, you'll be in such a investment boom or bust territory. We're in an era where it's safer to make movies or TV series out of IP than to make games. And that's something that PlayStation has been doing a lot. They've been doing a lot of movies and IP and all this stuff. It's incredible. Jazz doesn't play games. Lafalao is more PC gamer than anything. Play WoW. Yeah, he loves to play WoW, though. He's a big WoW fan for what it seems. Because every time there's a WoW thing, he's like, WoW! I actually agree with Jess. Sometimes Microsoft cuts the branches before allowing the tree grows. But here's the thing, though. When they bottom, though, if you tell me that they did not have chances to deliver, they did have chances. I mean, look, it's what I say, though. I do not have nothing against them. I'm not misjudging their games. I said this before. But we have had Double Fine, for example. Psychonauts 2, phenomenal game, blast of a game, beautiful game. And after we had Psychonauts 2, we got a Keeper, which is a good game, and Kiln. Well, those are not games that are going to be wow, massive things. They're good games, but they're not going to be wow, massive games. That's what it is. Senua, Ninja Theory, delivered Bleeding Edge, which Bleeding Edge was, whoa, take that away from me. I can't stand Bleeding Edge. Take that away from me. Bleeding Edge needs to go away. Go away, Bleeding Edge. We don't need you here. That is seriously, and it's still out there. That's a game that needs to be shut down. Look, Ashif, out of all things, shut down that game. Stop giving it servers. Use the server for something else. I'm being honest with this. And, yeah. And then they gave you Senua's Hellblade with a lot of budget into it. I mean, come on, man. Come on. You all need to chill out. Yeah. It's me, the boy Lewis, with the $5 super key thing to watch when GTA pre-orders go live. Price, which wasn't mentioned. That will show if game pricing will be going up just like when NBA did. Yes, sir. We got to pay attention to that. Loud and clear. Oh, man, Talos. We're going to jump into that because that's going to be the next thing I'm going to jump on. Soccer 2 was hit by a war and came out like shit. There you go. See? 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 Stalker 2 was in the war and it came out. To be honest, it came out like shit. I played it, but it was a hell of a game. And I love Stalker 2. I loved it. Loved it so much that I'm really, once, I even said this, once they patched the game up and fixed a lot of things because there were some things I couldn't do in Stalker 2, I would give it a second run. That's how much I love Stalker 2. It was a phenomenal game. AAA has to raise the bar if they're not going to draw attention away from free-to-plays and enticement that uses enough to jump a paywall. Exactly. That's the main point. AAA games has to raise the bar. If they're not only going to draw attention away from the free play to plays, but then have entice that user enough to jump a paywall. 100% right there. They got to do something to do that. I mentioned you a couple games. Look at Hogwarts Legacy. 30 million copies sold. Black Myth Wukong, 30 million copies sold. Power Road, almost 30 million copies sold. Shit, the list goes on with 30 million copies sold. But like I said, those are games that are excluding Nintendo, that you can count them from 1 to 10. Probably with both hands. I mean, I don't know how many are out there that went beyond the 30 million sales. There's not that many this generation. But you got to produce something that would attract attention and that will hit. Now, like I said, in a perfect world, I agree with you. Let the studios there, let them cook, because maybe they're going to learn the lesson. But the thing is, they should have learned the lesson once they were picked up. And they should have grabbed the funding, taken an opportunity, and make something hell of a big from it. And it seems like they didn't. And it sucks. Has to grow in a dress when it says, bro boy. Oh, man, let's keep it on going. Hey, bro boy, do me a favor. Can you go look for me the Greg Miller quotes, the 2 Greg Miller quotes, so I can show them right here? If you can look for me and put it on my Discord, because I know you got them right there. I know you got that ammo in a receipt right there. Even at 30 million, it's not competition with free-to-play games. This is an easy task to tackle. You know what's so funny? Bought Alpha Wolf with that? I mean, no, wait. Who said that? Was it Bought Alpha Wolf? Oh, no. Yeah, even at 30 million, it's not competition with a free. Exactly, it's not even that, because what I looked at and I saw this past couple of days, how many users Fortnite has alone. Fortnite has 660 million users. Those 30 millions didn't even dent those users. They didn't even put a dent to those games, because those guys are producing money. GTA producing money. NBA 2K producing money. All these guys are producing mad money. They are. Raise the bar by maybe growing and spinning some cojones, not being afraid to offend. And I don't mean going out there to offend and upset people, but not coddle people either. I get what you meant by that. I think GTA 610 edition will be $7. I don't know. I think GTA is going to be 80. I think the selling price is 80. If they put it to 100, I'll be like, shit, we're fucked. But I think it's going to be an 80, though. I'm sitting at 80. I hope I'm wrong. We're talking the Mario way bigger than Mario to compete with these free-to-plays. Even Mario doesn't compete with these free-to-plays. It's getting his butt kicked. These free-to-play games are kicking his butt. So, moving on to this, while Broke Boy looks for me for that info since it's on here, because I know Broke Boy's going to throw it out there. And I'm not going to read this, because for me, reading this is a waste of time. I'm just going to talk about it real quick. Right? Like I mentioned earlier about this. Like, this is already mentioned this, but why? Microsoft already planned the Sunset Xbox Show Sun on Xbox Game Showcase to help draw investors' interest to Ninja Theory before it gets studio closure. Okay. To draw investors to pick up the studio, like they don't, like I mentioned earlier, like they don't know what Ninja Theory does. Right. Okay, moving it on. And like I said, though, it's been pretty quiet out there. You know why it's been pretty quiet, chat? Because of this. It's been pretty quiet because, look, they're right now bashing Xbox. They've been doing this the whole week. But all of a sudden, the thing they did not want to hear or talk about is this. Kaboom! Holy shit. They were not expecting this to be thrown out there. Really? You just thought it was Xbox that was in trouble, huh? But you all know not how. Hey, listen. This is what happened, though. Hey. Bobby. Yeah, what's up? Yo. Listen. We gotta grab this Xbox news. We gotta go full out in it. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. We gotta go full out in it. What you mean we gotta go full out on it? Let's say they're gonna close down these studios and make them look bad. You know, let's say they're doing these layoffs and make it look like it's a bloodbath. You know, let's say all this stuff, yeah. Because, you know, we don't have nothing from PlayStation, though, and let's just go ahead and bash them because, you know, we get the clicks. All right, Bobby, let's continue on with the flow. Let's do this. Yeah, all right, let's go out there. Let's go say that Xbox is a bloodbath. Let's go say they're going to shut down pretty much everything. They're going to close down all the studios. We need those clicks because for the past 3 months, since we've been getting good news from Xbox, we haven't gotten that much clicks, so let's go do it. Yeah, all right, Bobby, you in with me? Yeah, I'm in with you. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Xbox. Well, Xbox closing down 3 studios. It's going to be bloodbath. It's going to be massive. All of a sudden, after a week and a half of that bashing, because damn it, that Gears of War really hit him in the butt, though. I don't know. That really pissed him off. They mad. They furious. And that's why they went out bashing with this. Like, I don't understand these clues. Oh, you don't understand it? Okay. And now we got this. Wow. And y'all, after you guys saw this, like, wait, let's chill. Because listen, even though we got some info over here on this side, but over here, I don't know if that's going to happen. If we're going to get shutdowns from Bungie. Or if we're going to get layoffs from Bungie. Or be in the studio shut down. Or PlayStation's going to shut down another studio. We don't know. Let's chill out for a bit and wait and see. Because this is bad. Of course it's bad. It's the whole industry that's in trouble. Last week or the week before, we had EA shutting down 2 studios and laying off more employees. Not EA, sorry, Ubisoft shutting down 2 studios and laying off more employees. And now we're reading this that Bungie's going to throw away for on your... But no! Xbox had to take the hit. And then you had Sean Layden come out. Hello, I am Sean Layden. I know everything that it is to gaming. I'm the man. And talk shit. Well, Xbox does not understand the business right now. Oh, so PlayStation does. They understand the business now. You know what the business is about? The business is to go out there and put a video game out there and make sure the video game goes good, make sure the video game goes well, and try to sell that video game because they have to compete with these fucking games out there that are kicking their ass. They have a big ass competition against Epic. They have a big ass competition against Rockstar. They have a big ass competition against Take-Two. They have a big ass competition against Minecraft, Call of Duty. Even Microsoft itself has a big competition when it comes within their own studios because Call of Duty overtakes them when it comes down to video game competition. And what does Louis mean by that? Is that Call of Duty draws more attention than Senna's Hellblade. Call of Duty draws more attention than anything that Microsoft could offer right now. Right now, you can release Forza Horizon 6 and you can release a Call of Duty, and trust me, Call of Duty is going to boom! Forza Horizon 6. Because that's how much Call of Duty draws attention. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a cool thing because that's some healthy competition in there when it comes to that. Nothing wrong with that. It's healthy competition because now they got to say, we got to do something with Forza to kick Call of Duty's butt. That's all they got to do. But in the end, that's how it works. But you guys were out there bashing Xbox, but wait, when you guys heard this, oh, you guys went quiet. Following the sunsetting of Destiny 2 and generally underwhelming performance of Marathon, it seems like Bungie's is set to a wave of layoffs this summer, with at least 50% of the workforce on the chopping block. Uh-oh. The percentage is significant enough as is, but when you consider the size and scope of Bungie, which has around 800 staff members, what that would mean at least 400 employees are at risk of losing their jobs. Oh, so PlayStation gets it. Yeah, they're doing layoffs too. Okay. Before going any further, consider downloading the free Insider Gaming. Okay, not really. Bungie on track for major layoffs. This news comes from French journalist Sylvian on X, who shared the recent tweets that Bungie should expect massive layoffs on the summer. He went to elaborate that based on what he was hearing, at least 50% of Bungie staff could be affected. Damn! This all stems from concurrent states of Bungie's two prominent titles, Destiny 2 and Marathon. Again, PlayStation gets a chat? Tell me, does PlayStation get what's going on out here? Tell me, chat. Go ahead. Throw it. Picos, if you're in here, look for the Greg Miller thing, because I gotta talk about that. Man, today I'm in a bashing mood today. With regards to Destiny 2, it's been a mess all around. Oh, it's been a mess all around? How about everything has been a mess lately? Despite fan outcry, Destiny 2 received its final ever update, and there's no sign of Destiny 3 in sight. Petitions may have been signed, and fans crashed the Destiny server on the day of the update, but it doesn't seem like enough for Sony to give Bungie the green lights. And you forgot to mention that in their showcases they were saying we want Destiny 3, and in the rest of the Summer Game Fest and everywhere they were saying we want Destiny 3. All of them were crashing out for Destiny. And then there's Marathon. Critics may have received it well, because y'all, we know how you guys act when it comes down to games. I mean, you all were shelling for High Guard. Fucking credible. High Guard. You guys were literally kissing High Guard like it was one of the best things out there. Holy shit. And players who tried it have generally enjoyed the game. No. Because we've seen how they tried it and we've seen how it went down. Sometimes it goes up, and basically it's more down than up. I mean, come on, man. Don't lie about this. But that hasn't been enough to stop it from being an underwhelming release. Add those two situations together, and unless another game is in development, there simply isn't need for around 800 staff members to work on an underperforming Marathon and a now self-defunct Destiny 2. As has long been the rumor, layoffs could be inedible. Oh, so now, wait a minute, chat. Hold on a second. Hold on. So, this is not a bloodbath scenario. So basically you're trying to you know what's so funny, chat? You know what I find funny as hell right here is that this same journalist was bashing Microsoft the other day, but look, now they're saying, but, we don't need 800 people, to work in here. That's what you're making it sound right here. Let me read this again, see if I'm the one who's misunderstanding what it means, though. But for me, it sounds like it's okay for them to lay off 400 people. Wow. Add those situations together, and unless there's another game in development, there simply isn't a need for around 800 staff members to work on an underperforming Marathon and a now defunct Destiny 2. So there's no need to have 800 people in there. So it's okay that, Bungie can go ahead and Sony can go ahead and just say goodbye to 400 people like it's nothing. But when Xbox does it, it's bad. I get it. I mean, chat, am I reading this wrong? Or am I right? Tell me, chat, am I reading this wrong? Fucking A. It seems like it's only a matter of time we will get official announcement of Bungie and Sony, and it's just another studio in what is lining up to be a torrid summer. Xbox supposedly also plans a wave of major layoffs, whilst Ubisoft already had let go hundreds of staff. A horrible situation all around, but at least Destiny 2 remains playable. Check out the Memento Trials trailer below. And it's generally one of the best times to play the game, even if the updates are done for good. Wow. So it's okay to lay off 50 people, 50% of the workforce, but it's not okay when Xbox does it. It's the evil empire. You know, it's Darth Vader. I mean, I wish Xbox was like Darth Vader, you know, like when it comes to, you know, being a badass, but you all know what I mean though. Damn it. Hashtag D3D3. Yes, I saw that a lot. I did. I even mentioned it while we were doing live. Like, wow, a lot of people mentioned this on the show. There was a big crash out right there. Louis is too thin to be Sean Layden. Man, I wish I could. Look, chat. Out of all people, I don't wish to be Sean Layden. Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Wait until Starfire releases on Switch 2 the same day as GTA 6. I bet GTA 6 makes a new gameplay idea that other studios copy. Yep. Which doing GTA 6 Direct Showcase on the Nintendo Express Real Gameplay Pre-Order and Demo. Cool stuff. If Bungie lays off 400 people, how will they ever make another game? Ah, that's a good question though. See? Now we're asking questions, and there's nothing wrong with that. False equivalency, Bungie losing 400 people, but the studio stays open, is not the same as Microsoft closing 5 or 6 studios. The cope is real here. What do you mean the cope is real here? You mean on the other side, though? Are you talking about me, though? As far as Resident 6 is a great game, I just hope Festival Playlist get more creative. I'm still the same blueprints from Forza Horizon 5. We don't know what Bungie will. We don't know that Bungie will stay open. And where did 6 studios shut down all of a sudden come from? Well, I mean, if you add the rest of the studios that were out there, that's 6 in total. But here's the thing, though. Again, Sony shut down a bunch of studios too. Because here's the thing, though. We cannot. I just love that people just want to bash one side and they don't look at the other side. We gotta look at all the sides in general. Because that's the problem we have out here. We have people going out there bashing one company, destroying one company, kicking one company for whatever business move it does. But yet the other ones that do it, oh, it's okay. Just like the article said. Maybe we don't need 800 people working here. We just need to get away. We just need 400 for the marathon game in order to survive. Oh, so now it's okay for them to lay off people, but when Xbox does it, it's bad. When Xbox closes studios, it's bad. But when Bungie lays off people for 400 and the studio stays open, no, that's okay. It's laying off people. It's come on, man. So Jason Schreier is a reliable, make it up. So Jason Schreier, the most reliable journalist, is making up fake news. Laugh out loud. Look. Here's the thing, though. You need to understand something, right? Look. 1 second, chat. Dímelo, tía. Sí, te puedo llamar como media hora. Ok, pues yo te llamo con media hora, ¿está bien? Ok, bye. Sorry about that, chat. So that was the big emergency. I got 100 calls from my aunt to tell me the car is locked. Oh God, I know what it is though. Hey, Pickles, what's up, man? Good morning, man. Good morning. So look, what I was saying though, listen. Yubei brought up something the other day that I was really happy he brought up, right? He brought up something real good. Yubei said loud and clear this. This was a beautiful thing Yubei said. These people that are reporting are just reporting just to report instead of like investigating before they report, which is true. You got to really go down there and investigate. They're just throwing stuff out there to see what clicks, what hits, and get the rents paid though. That's what I'm seeing that's going on out there in general, right? So look, right now, Bungie, there's a rumor spreading around Bungie that's going to be layoff of 400 people. Okay, that's why you all chilled out, because there's news spreading right now that your other side of the fence has some bad news incoming. That's why you guys kind of tone it down, because of course people are going to throw out there and say it's an industry thing, right? That's what's going to happen. That's a key thing. But wow, you guys picking up information and throwing it out there and just saying stuff just to get the clicks is really crazy. That's why I sit here, I'm like, whoa. Jason Schreier, the most reliable news guy, he's not the most reliable one. None of these dudes are reliable. None are. You know what's reliable is when the company comes out and tells you to your face and says, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. This is why we made the decision. This has been done, period. That's how we know it was reliable or not. Because right now I can say something crazy out here. I can say I just got an email from PlayStation and read it out loud and say, hey, this is, tell me something, someone in PlayStation that's got a name though, I don't know, whoever. Herman Hulse. I just got an email from Herman Hulse and he says, hey, we're going to shut down more studios. Intergalactic is gone. Naughty Dog should be put to shit. Because, it hasn't brought up anything, only Intergalactic, and all this shit. I could read that email out loud and just make up a bullshit. And now I'm an insider because of that. That's my whole point. Damn. And that is why don't trust insider. Look what happened to Jess with Matthew. Wait, hold up a second. Hold up a second. That didn't begin with Jess. That began with Sneakers OS. Sneakers went out there and says now they're backtracking on Gears of War and what's it called in this, and Jess just fell for it and just continued on with the argument, and that's when Matthew Ball came by and said, dude, this is not true. Shut up. That's it. So then you'll be just like Meg was in Call Show with reporting things you pull. And listen, I'm not saying it's fake. I'm not saying it's real. I'm not saying it's none of that. Or I don't know where he got the idea from, because he probably got the idea from someone out there. I don't know. But at the end of the day, though, this is what I do, though. Whatever people report on, whatever people say, it doesn't matter who it is out there. I don't care. It could be Tim Dog. It could be Bill Goldberg. Look, I'm going to even go beyond. It could be Bill Goldberg. It could be Triple H. It could be Vince McMahon. It could be fucking... who else can I add to the picture so I can say this? So I keep on adding to it. I already mentioned Triple H, Vince McMahon. It could be Tony Khan, Lena Khan. It could be anyone out there. At the end of the day, if the company itself did not say something, what am I gonna do? Go on a crazy frantic out there? Go nuts and say, oh my God! What he said is so true! And then 3 months go by, nothing happens. I'm like, but wait, what happened? What happened? I thought this was true though. What happened? Oh shit, this did not happen. Uh-oh. You know what we gotta do? We just gotta wait for the company to come out and confirm. That's what I always tell everyone here. And I've been saying this. Oh, Randy Orton. Yeah, let's add Randy Orton to the list. Doesn't matter who tells me. I don't care. When the company comes out and says, Lou, we are doing this, then I can say, okay, they were spot on something's cool. But what happens if they don't? Tony Khan, Lena Khan, King Khan, for fuck's sakes, even Godzilla can come right now and stand at my window and be looking at me and be like, Microsoft is closing down studios. I'll be like, how do you know? Tim Dog told me. Huh? It could be BB money too. Misinformation once again on Twitter, also known as Shitfest, full of it. Exactly. That's why I sit there and I'm like, this is what I'm being serious. This is what I do though. Let's say this is a bag of popcorn. I grab this and just go. That's what I do, though. Could be Bobby. I haven't seen Bobby in a while. But it could be Bobby. I'm Batman. Nah, King Kong? Nah. Hey, Batman, talk like this. You couldn't understand what Batman would say if he talked like that, though. Pickles, do me a favor, Pickles, since you're here. Look for me the information of Greg Miller, what he said out there. I want to show it to the world, please. The 2 things Greg Miller said. I'm ready for this. If you can find it, throw it in there, because I haven't had the chance to look for it and post it. Because it's all over the place. But yeah, that's my problem, though. Why can't we, instead of referring to Xbox, the problem, why can't we focus on the general problem, which is everything that's going on out there? And the sad part about this, yeah, I'll get it, David. The sad part about this is they only point at Xbox as the real bad thing. He says 17 for F-bombs. He did? Oh, wow. I'm scared of Greg. He says 17 F-bombs. Ooh, Greggy. The funny thing is he got furious. This is what he did, Chad. This is what he did. 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 This is what he did, though. You know what he did? This is what Greg did yesterday, though. This is what he did. This is what Greg did. I use a He-Man reference. You know? This is what he did yesterday. Yesterday he said, I picked up my sword and said these words, by the power of PlayStation. And got all big and buff and said, I am furious. Come on, Greg. Out of all things, seriously? I am mad with the Xbox strategy. I just don't understand it because they don't tell me things. First off, why should they? When they're ready to talk, they'll come out and talk. Why should they tell you? They don't have any hardware to sell. And and the other guy on the other side, you know, of course, was like, uh-oh. You know what he was? This was him, though. Let me sit. I gotta sit down for this one, though. Let me sit down for this one. I gotta sit down. This is what he did, though, yesterday. When Greg was out there furious, Incredible Hulk mode. Let's go. The other guys were saying, uh-oh. Greg is mad. Even though I am the defender of Xbox, if I say something, it's gonna bash at me. Oh, I can't. And this is his own show, and I'm in his show, and it's a big show. I gotta watch out what I say. Let me hide over here. What? Come on. Come on, man. I mean, you should have countered it. You should have brought in a good debate. Say, hold up a minute, Greg. Listen, I know you're mad about the subject, but look, I mean, PlayStation didn't put out from the PC, and to be honest, so their hardware is not selling either because they are an expensive console. But the thing is, they grab into like, we're reacting to the news that's going on right now, and basically, okay, right now, the news of Xbox putting Gears of War and what's the other one? Clockwork Evolution or whatever it is. They put it exclusive. Y'all are mad about that because you don't understand why they went the exclusive route. They gotta put their games on PlayStation, but why? Why do they gotta keep that? Maybe the strategy is from Xbox says, well, yo, bro. Asha came in there like, jamming. This is Asha, coming in there and jamming, be like, yeah, I'm going to be the CEO of Xbox. Yeah, we're going to handle things. We're going to continue on with the plan until it's planned, until it's not the plan. And then actually, open up the books and be like, yo. Hey, boss, we got to pull away from this because this strategy ain't working. And we got to see what we're going to keep in, over here because the core fans ain't happy. And if we're going to release a Helix console, we need those core fans to stay here. We got to stop with this. Because if we continue on, these core fans are going to leave and then the brand will die. Maybe that was the point of bringing back the exclusives. Did you ever think about that? No! Because maybe PlayStation also pulled back on the exclusive route because they're going to release a PlayStation 6 and they do not want their users to go for the Steam machine. Ha! Or go to PC. Ho! You know what the sad part about this, chat? And I gotta say this. I'm not saying this because I'm envious. I'm not saying this because of this. Really? 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 I'm not saying this because of that. These guys go out there. You got all these numbers and all this stuff. And man, they cannot sit down and just be honest about something. They gotta go on with the trends and bash the other one. That's what it makes it sounds. Because look, I'm even sitting here. I got 50 people watching the show, which I'm really happy about. I would, you know, of course, I'm really happy about having 50 people in here, you know, and listening to my opinion. At the end of the day, though, it's crazy how much honesty I try to bring up to this. But you guys instead rather go bashing and destroying a company that has not done nothing to you. The other way around, you know what they've done? They have given you a lot of privileges. They have flown you out to some places to enjoy these games, and yet you're supposed to be defender. What was the problem by saying, hey, yo, look at Rio, I'll push back for Paris slander. Paris is not responsible for Greg's opinions and emotions towards Xbox. If anything, he might have waited to say things off camera. Not everything needs to publicly drop. Rio, but here's the thing, though. There's so many ways for you to pitch this, though. I'm not saying Paris should have fought him. There's a difference between fights or a debate. You can debate a person. Like if you come to my show and you throw an opinion out there, I can debate you, not fight you. There's a difference. And he could have debated it and say, but Greg, hold on a second. I mean, maybe the strategy is this. Maybe, you know, this is what's going to happen. That could probably be it. That's all he could have said, though. Maybe they're doing this because, you know, they're about to release the Helix and the core fans who want it. And seriously, the core fans who wanted exclusive backs, they don't want them to go. Look, that is an honest response right there. But literally, this is how he looked. He looked like he was over here, like, I can't say nothing because this is a great show. Man up, my friend. Debate. I'm not telling you to what you do out there on Twitter, the tough guy thing. Don't talk shit about me because I'm this dude. No, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you, bro, debate him. What's the problem with debating this dude? It's me, the boy Lewis, with the $5 super. Look, did you see Fawn's response to the email mag? I'm putting it on Discord. Yes, I did, and we'll play it too. I need the Greg Miller responses. You know what he said though. Again, Rayoid, like I said, look, I got no problems with Paris. I don't know him, and if I ever meet him, let's have a beer. I always say that, 100%. Let's have a beer. Now, in that moment, though, my problem was he didn't say nothing. He should have said something back if he's the true defender, master. I mean, he's supposed to be, you know, I don't know. Because he always like, oh, I defend Xbox. But, yeah, that day you didn't defend it. You know what you did? You stayed quiet. You just let the man roll and say what he said, though. And we all know what Greg wants. He wants Gears of War and Clockwork to be on PlayStation. That's what he wants, because that's what it sounded like. In that moment, while Greg's emotions were hot temperatures, into it was Paris best person to say anything. Oh, not to say. Oh. Oh. Okay. Now, you know what you do, Rayoid? This is what you do. Like I said, he could have just said, chill, bro. Exactly. You know what you should have done, Rayoid? Right then and there. If I don't agree with something, I'm seeing where it's headed, and I try to bring a debate, a conversation, because it's just a conversation. It's a debate. Because what happened to that, though? I mean, I remember back in the day when I was in debate class, When you know, when you took debate class, people, one side talked and the other one person talked. This is a debate though. And look, right now, that whole segment right there was bashing Xbox. And the thing is, he should have said something. Not to fight him, but to bring up a conversation and be like, okay, so hold up a minute. For example, when he was talking about the exclusive side, he should have said, but Greg, PlayStation put away from PC. Maybe the strategy is what I said earlier, that since they're heading to a new console, they don't want the core ones to be in here heading somewhere else. That could have been it. That's it. Nothing wrong with that. And if Greg would have gotten furious, then he should have done what he always does. You know what he does? Because here's the thing, and I've seen him do this before on chats. He said, "Okay, I'm out." He's gone away from the drama. He has done that. Remember the Xbox tax? I think it was in Boomstick Show. He took off because people were thrashing in the chat, and he just wanted to go. Okay, David, let me go grab the cloud. Can you repost the cloud gaming? David, sorry about that. I just went on a big ass rant. Repost it, David, please. Thank you. If you can find a repost it or just say your comment again. Sorry about that, David. I just went on a long ass rant. I couldn't catch it. There's one day I can enjoy seeing benchmark for the Steam machine show up. My biggest laugh is this guy Pony Elites on X talks shit about Paris and asked him to chat one-on-one to face on video. Poly ran away with like chicken shit and still continues to talk. That's what they do. I mean, they try to bash people. And look, I'm not bashing anyone. I'm just stating the truth. Though, why didn't you say something instead of letting it slide? Like, okay, you're right. Like, oh, when Greg came up and like, oh, master debater. Why did I say master debater? Because got the idea of master debater in there. But when Greg came out and be like, hey, yo, Satya, fuck you. You're the one who's killing the console. I will go up to his face, and even though he's got a bag of shit, blah, 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 doing all this shit. I'm like, first off, you would have gone to Satya and said that shit. Satya would have said, hey, bro, you have a good one. Get out. Brandon ZZ, what's up? He's not an Xbox fan at all. This guy hate Xbox. I'm tired of his pretenders acting like Xbox players. Have you seen Capcom's latest report, Louis? It's an eye-opener. It also shows if Xbox was the right strategy towards a certain platform, they're absolutely fine. Oh no, it's Brandon. What's up, Brandon? Good morning. Did you just say that? Because no, I did not say that. But look, that's my point. You should have said something. And Ray, look, again, this is how you bring up conversation. You cannot side by side with somebody who has emotions out there. You can go out there and say something. Let him blow off his emotions. And he was quiet, but when he had the chance to argue or not argue or debate on it, he should have said, but wait a second, Greg. First off, let's chill out with this because, at the end of the day, we don't know what the strategy is. And second of all, maybe because Helix is about to be announced, let's bring the core people into the Helix because a lot of them are mad. Maybe that was a strategy, though. Because we know there's going to be Helix announced in the next 100 days. We know that for a fact. How do we know that? Because it's into conversation and probably it's there. That's how it is. What's up, Louis? What's up, Virg? How you doing? Good morning. But that's my point. He should have said something instead of just letting that man just go out there and say. I mean, I would say, bro, why? It felt like you were scared to say something because he was mad. So, I mean, bro, it's not like. And here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. He is not next to him. He's not sitting next to him. He's not next to him. So what's the problem? for you to say something, because not, even though he's furious and he's emotional and everything, he's not going to lunge at you. What he can do is kick you off the show. And if he does that, he's going to look like a really bad fucking host right there. But you know, yeah, it's kind of funny. 2 minutes of fame. Got it. Cool. Yeah. Exactly, Rayoy. That's what we would have done. That's it. But Rayoy, here's my point though. You're out there acting tough with everyone on Twitter. Why couldn't you act tough in that moment with Greg? Why couldn't you? And it's not acting tough. All you gotta say is, Greg, you know, I don't agree with what you said, bro. Because look, at the end of the day, PlayStation will pull back. Maybe the strategy is this. What did he say in Gamer Talk Radio, Bold Alpha Wolf? Bring it into subject. That's my main problem. Prophet Louis is kind of spicy. Look. The thing is, though, right now, in this very position, a lot of us have opinions. We're going out there, we're saying things, but, bro, the things he said out there, and this is a guy that has thousands of viewers that follow, thousands of followers. This is a guy that has hundreds of views, thousands of views in his channel, and all the stuff he said was literally just bashing one box. One box. Because he was bashing the Xbox strategy for pulling these games. And the funny thing is, Paris was like, oh yeah, you know, for me, they should have put, you know, because they don't have consoles to sell, they should put the games over here because I don't know how they're going to solve this problem. You know what that tells me, though? You don't know what the strategy is. I don't know it either. But at the end of the day, even though we don't know it, we can't be saying like they should have done this. Because right now, why should they? And this is the thing, though, and this is key, though, and I mentioned this before more than 100 times I mentioned this before. This is key, though. The other day when we sat here, we looked and we Googled, because Google was there. Google, this is information. We Googled how many games Xbox has given PlayStation. And out of 25 games Xbox has given PlayStation in total, what have they given back? 1. So why should they continue to feed this company? When they need right now is to feed theirs as most as they can, as much as they can. I mean, they need to feed theirs. Why do they need to keep on feeding them with more games? I'm not saying that live service games shouldn't go over there. I'm saying like this is single player games. Why do they need it over there? Why? For what? For these dudes? Because here's the thing, though. There's 2 arguments in the table. And even Broke Boy pointed it out the other day. Lies a PC. That dude that's out there on Twitter, I don't know who the fuck he is. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Because he's just a bullshitter out there. Like, user bullshitters that talk a lot of bullshit. He said, we only wanted Gears of War ETA to say that we have Gears of War ETA because we were not going to buy it. That's on that side. And on this side, we want exclusives. That's what we want. But hey, why not please the core fans? What's wrong with pleasing them? Because trust me, when PlayStation said, hey, we're pulling away from the PC, what did the core fans come out and say? The best move ever. Stop feeding those PC dudes. Fuck them. That's what they said. Fuck them. Oh, but when Xbox does it, oh, it's awful. Oh, now it's awful. That's what gets me. That's what makes me, that's what literally just, All right, guys, I'm gonna play what Fawn said real quick. And I love Fawn's response. That was a good response, Fawn's, right there. You know, hands down to Fawn's saying that. That's what I mean, though. And these guys are friends. In the back end, they're friends. And like I said, though, even though I'm saying what I'm saying towards this dude, because, look, to be honest, though, he should have said something. 100% he should have said something. Instead of staying quiet and just going to that and just be like, oh, I'm with you for what you're saying, though. No. Because what he said, though, like, he doesn't understand the strategy. You should have said, well, you know, in the next 100 days we will know about it, because right now we're just throwing stuff out there because we don't know a lot of it. That's all. So here, let me bring up Fonz's response, which was a good response, though, right? Towards that. It was pretty good. I'm being honest, though. He actually, you know, was honest with it.
You're getting played by somebody who's pretending to be. First of all, Mag, you're getting played. You're getting played by somebody who's pretending to be an insider. And I'm telling you right now, if this honestly, if this sounded real to you, I don't know what to tell you, but this sounds like a PlayStation fanboy's wet dream. This is what it sounds like to me. It sounds like some fanboy out there has got you bamboozled so hard into thinking that this is true. In what world would an Xbox executive, especially in the dire straits they're in now, especially with all the layoffs and stuff that are coming, would actually want this put out there to the masses when all it does is hurt the brand even more? Because all it does is tell people that are on the PlayStation side that, hey, Gears is still coming to you. All these games are still coming to you. Don't listen to these guys. And in what world would an exec at Xbox name people like Aaron Greenberg and basically call him a liar? And I'm somebody who doesn't believe in these execs like 100% either. But you got to look at what you're reading here and wonder, did I get played here? Because none of this sounds like it would come from somebody at Xbox at all. It's weird to me. And I know you said don't shoot the messenger and everything, but you relayed something that did nothing but upset people or hurt the brand, or this is something that should have been caught right away. You should have read this and immediately said, this is fake. This sounds like a PlayStation fanboy sending me nonsense. And I'm not saying none of this stuff could come true. Everything could come true in what this says. But in no world would an Xbox executive send this to you to make you put it out there on XNC, the biggest, like one of the biggest Xbox podcasts there is, for clarity's sake. There's no way that would be remotely true. This is, honestly, it's laughable to me.
It's been laughable to all of us. This is why you gotta love it. Xbox has published more games for the PS this gen than PS themselves. That's a win itself. Exactly. That's the whole point. Mary Paris was on mute. No, he was not, because you know what I did? I did what I don't do. I did what I don't do. I went over there and looked for that area when it happened and watched it. He was not on mute. He could have said something. But maybe, you know, down the road he's going to probably see this and be like, you know, bash me out there, which, okay, but I'm speaking the truth, though, whether you like it or not. Why didn't you say something? Now, if you come to me with the tough guy stuff, I'm gonna talk back to you and say, why didn't you say something? That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Why didn't you say something? That's all I'm gonna tell you. So don't try to the tough guy look at me, because number one, I'm not afraid of you. Number two, I'm just gonna laugh. I mean, we're both human beings. That's all I'm gonna do, though, just in case you come after me. Ah, God. I don't love it. This is embarrassing to see people like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what they want, though? I'll tell you what they want, though. I'll tell you what they want. They want drama. That's what they want. They want the drama. Louis, yep. I'm being serious, though. Because probably, you know, someone's going to clip this and send it to him and be like, oh, look, Louis made fun of you. And he, you know, probably you're going to have the old tough guy look and I'll be like, huh? Nah. See, Max, he's like an alcoholic. All the stories of him being drunk. Oh, God. No, he's not an alcoholic. Oh, man. Did Mag respond? I don't know if he did. If he does, cool. If he doesn't, cool, too. I mean, look. That's on him. Exactly. Just be like, Greg, hey, Greg, I think we need to calm down a bit and let's take a step back and, you know, put my opinion in. That's what I would have said, that too. Because, again, we don't need an argument. We do not need a drama. This guy is out there blasting his guts. And you should have said, hey, man, calm down a bit. Let's debate this real quick. I mean, PlayStation pull back on PC. Maybe, you know, the PS6 could come out real soon, and that's a way to attract the core fans from them for not going over there because we got a Steam machine on the way. Maybe Xbox is doing the same thing because next gen is coming out soon. I mean, we heard Helix reports, and maybe that's to have the core fans sit there because I bet you a lot of the core fans, the hardcore fans that love the box, we're actually thinking of moving on to another place and leave Xbox alone. Maybe that's why they decided to focus on this, to keep those hardcore fans in there instead of them leaving. Because trust me, chat, I know this because I know a lot of hardcore fans, supposed hardcore fans, that have been challenging me over Xbox for the last 2 or 3 years. They've been fighting me with this. They were saying, Lou, I cannot believe you shill out for Xbox this bad. I said, listen, I'm not trying to, maybe I sound like a shill for them, but at the end of the day, maybe this was a strategy they had to do because right now we have a massive competition, and that is the, what's it called? Free-to-play games. And people are just not buying games. We have a massive problem. They're not buying games. They're buying 1 or 2, 3 games. I mean, like I said, there's been how many games this generation that has sold beyond 30 million copies? Just a couple, not a ton of them. So we do have a problem with people purchasing right now because games are pretty expensive. And not only that, we also have a world situation that's going on. And shit, these guys need the money. And they always say, oh, it's all about the money. When has it ever been not about the money? What do you think? That talking solves this problem? Because if it was talking, shit, Xbox would be rich. Not only from the Xbox side, guys, but also the PlayStation fans just cannot keep them out of their mouths. Xbox would have been fucking rich because of that. The only way Xbox can continue is by getting money in. We might have opinions. We might see things we don't like. We might see all that stuff. But in the end, though, it's a business. And sometimes businesses have to take hard decisions that we're not going to like. We're not going to appreciate it, but hey, it is what it is. And maybe this decision of them pulling back Gears of War exclusive, maybe, and also Clockwork Revolution, you do not like that decision. Instead of going out there blasting them for that decision, you should have said, okay, you know, but look, that's your opinion. You can blast, you can do whatever you want. It's your show. I don't care. You can blast, say whatever. But the other dude on the other side should have said, wait a minute, you know, let's chill out a bit. Let's talk about this. Maybe it's because of this, and this. You know, bring up the idea to see what he has to say. And if he disagrees or gets mad at you, then you know what? You pick up and you go and say, listen, Greg, you're in the fumes. You know, when you chill out, add me back in so we can have a good talk. That's all you got to say. That's all. What's the problem with that? Louis, I hope we don't get an era where we have to rent games and Xbox will be terrible. What do you mean? To be fair, Louis, Paris is not responsible to defend the Xbox every time he is on a show with someone that talks negative but honest about Xbox. But here's the thing, though, I'm not asking him to defend it. I'm just asking him to bring up the topic of conversation, you know, because look, he's just right there saying like, oh, this is where we at, period. Like, I don't understand the strategy, you know, and actually agreeing with what he said, though. And to be honest, though, you cannot always agree with everything what people say. You cannot always be that, because at the end of the day, though, if he says, you know, he shells out for Xbox, he's a defender of Xbox, because a lot of times he said that before. He has said that. His words out of his mouth, not mine. He loves Xbox and everything. But, bro, you should have debated him. Just say like you basically say, hey, Greg, you know, let's chill out. Let's talk about this a little bit, because, you know, on the other side, they're pretty much doing the same strategy. And to be honest, though, I don't find nothing wrong with that. Now, do I know Xbox's strategy? No. But maybe pulling these games back is to attract the hardcore fans who were or about to leave or go away from Xbox to be sitting here and see what else is going to cook. Because, look, at the end of the day, though, chat, I don't know if you guys remember the other day with Joey. Joey in here, when he saw the Halo trailer, Joey went on a rant. You know what I did? I stayed quiet. Why did I stay quiet with Joey? Because, you know, he felt like he was betrayed. And that's what I mean. He is a consumer, and he felt like he was betrayed, right? He felt like he was betrayed. But now, and what he said, though, he was 100% correct on the hardcore fan side, right? He was 100% right. What he does not want to see Halo with PlayStation logo on it. Or trailer from Halo being shown on the PS5 Pro. He did not want to see that because he's one of those hardcore fans. So here's the thing, though. If you keep disappointing that hardcore fan with all the shit that's been going on, you know what it's that one hardcore fan, that only one in Panama, is going to go away and jump into another system. And that's why probably Asha did this, because they don't want that hardcore fan that thinks like Joey to go away. They want to keep him there. Maybe that's why it was a shift, though. And that's one. And there's a lot of people that think like Joey. Could be 100, could be 200. I don't know the money, though. But not the amount, sorry, that there is in there. But it's an amount, though, that you want to keep in your console. Wait a minute. Hold on. What is Safo talking about? Is Safo talking about one of my favorite things in the world? Hold on. The Ultimate Ranch is the Ultimate Ranch. Jan, oh yeah. Black Ops Sports. How do you feel about it, Louis? Nothing. It's some service game. Go. To be fair, Louis, I hope we don't get in an era we have to rent games from Xbox. Would be terrible. What do you mean? Like, I'm trying to understand what you meant by that, my friend. I feel like a weirdo. I've been putting peanut butter, nutmeg, cinnamon, honey, and coffee lately. What's wrong with that? Put it. Rayoy, that's why Paris didn't feed into his rage, because it would have started drama. He knows him more personally. I probably knew it was over dramatic to ride with the algorithm. Stop fanning! This is not a defense thing. You should have said, I'm telling you, you should have said something, because that was a perfect opener to bring it into something, because trust me, you know, it's a good topic to bring. Some people get over emotion. I get it, though. But that over emotion that he did was basically, and this is what I read from that, was, hey, I wanted Gears and I wanted Clockwork on my PS5 Pro. That's what it made it sound like. To me, that's what it sounded like. It was not about Xbox's strategy. It was all about that he did not get Gears and the other one in there, because he said, I'm reacting to what the news is. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Virus doesn't play for that tit for tat game by bringing up PlayStation when Xbox is being talked about. This is not, look. Okay, all right. Let me explain you this. Okay, I'll put it even more simpler. You ready? It's that easy. Hey, let's chill out a bit. Let's talk about strategies, though, real quick. Maybe he doesn't even have to put PlayStation in there. All you have to say, maybe they're doing this to keep the hardcore fans happy. What is Greg gonna respond? Maybe that's probably like 1 or 2 or 3 that's out there complaining. But it's like, yeah, but it's 1 or 2 or 3 they don't want to lose. Because right now what they want to do is grab those 1 or 2 or 3 because they need them in there. So what's wrong with grabbing 1 or 2? What's wrong with grabbing 3? What's wrong with grabbing 4 or 5? Maybe that 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 is going to go out there and talk about this and get 5 more. That's how it is. He didn't have to even put it in there. But he just agreed. Period. And that's what kind of like, I sit here and I look at him like, come on, man. Come on, you should have said something. Let's see though. I bet I got fat. No, listen, Safo, there's no, it's not be mad when it comes down to loving peanut butter. I love Reese's peanut butter cups. I love Butterfingers. I love all that stuff. Peanut butter is a good thing. I mean, if there's a thing with peanut butter in there, so wait, I can put peanut butter in my coffee? Oh, Safo. Man, I'm going to start trying that out. Thank you for that recipe, Safo. All I just heard is Xbox and fuck from Greg. Most of it was blurred. Man, but if you listen to it, the main thing he's mad about, it seems to be Gears and Clockwork not going to PlayStation, because that's what it felt like. When Paris is on a pony show, he is the Xbox. Oh, see what I mean? See what I mean? I mean, if you're on there, you say something. Even though Greg is emotional, say, babe, Greg, let's chill out. Maybe the strategy is to do this. And he can say, whoa, just to grab 1, 2, 3 people. You should have said, well, you know, they need to grab anyone in there right now. And right now, we do not know what the, what's it called? The hardware strategy is, because a lot of these companies are suffering from hardware stuff. And that is the truth, though. Just yesterday, look, simple. Yesterday, I got a message from in my cell phone saying, oh, iPhones are going up due to the due to the RAM crisis. Look, everybody's going to have a problem with RAM crisis right now. I'm not kidding you. It's going to be everyone. Why do you think PlayStation came out and said, yo, I don't know, we do not know when we're releasing PlayStation 6? We do not know. Why do you think they said that? Shoot. Halo's going to PlayStation, pulling back the trailer. What up? Pulling back a trailer doesn't change anything. According to reports, Halo pre-orders are doing good on PlayStation. That's good. I'm happy it's doing good. I'm happy it does good, because you know why? But once Xbox accesses the other Halos and says, here, this is the only place to play, and they liked it, they're going to jump over there and play Halo. Good strategy right there. Tarnished Gamer with the $5 super. PS losing strategy. Remember what I asked Louis? Capcom made 2 times as much on Steam versus PS than this fiscal year. The good part, Capcom PS revenue decline. Again, comes to question. This is why. Look, I love exclusives, right? Exclusives is a topic of conversation I have fun with. But like I said, maybe during that time, Xbox needs to bring those numbers up. And that was a strategy. And if it could have worked, fantastic. But it didn't work. So what do you think is going to happen? They're going to pull back on it. Ponies know the Xbox family is way too easy to divide and stir up. Exactly. You two got to have to turn off the ads somewhere. Look at Mitsubishi. Nobody cares about Mitsubishi because they left the hardcore. Mitsubishi didn't. I don't like the cars though. Remember, I had the first Mitsubishi I ever had was a Mitsubishi L200. And man, let me tell you something, chat. That is the only and last Mitsubishi I ever had. Because in order to do a U-turn, it was like driving a big rig with a tail on, with a 40-foot tail on the back. You had to really like, why do you turn that car? That thing did not turn at all. Shoot, I sold that thing like in 8 months. Never again. No, and then they had a new model, and still, the new model looks sweet, but no, not going back to Mitsubishi. No way. Louis, my question is, I hope we don't have to rent Xbox games next era, and actually own them instead of renting them. Trying to understand what you mean by that, though. But the gas games from Sony take up a lot of funding they have for development. A lot of that money they've sat a long time. Even a smaller studio doesn't run up a bill that they can be effective. Layoffs are just happening all over right now. We just laid off an entire engineering team in one of the states we operate in, and our energy sustainable team yesterday. It's happening everywhere. We are in a fucking crisis. That's it. Nothing bad. But they all act like it's an evil empire, that Xbox is the only one that's doing it. That's what it makes it sound, and I hate that they make it sound like this is it. But again, that's your opinion, that's your show. Say what you want to say. But you are not correct, my friend, with what you're saying. Like going up to side of another and saying, fuck you. What's wrong with you? He no longer will disrespect members and get away from that. Who's that, though? Who disrespected offenders, though? Oh. It's not just a hardcore fan. They've been bleeding money at the end of the day. They've been bleeding money, and they start bleeding the hardcore fans. They are going out. So yeah, what's wrong with trying to keep whatever hardcore fan is left? What's wrong with keeping them in here? Because trust me, like I said, I have fought a lot of them for the last 2 or 3 years. A lot of them. Because I sit here and I look at the business every day. I read everything that goes down, and the biggest competition, not only games itself, but Game Pass. All these dudes have is all these free-to-play games. They are really knocking it off the park. All these sports games, GTAs, even Call of Duty itself is a competition. So that's the main focus. We have a competition to focus on. Now, what do we have to do, though, in order to go out there and try to defeat this conversation? Or what do we got to do in order to try to keep developers from not shutting down, to keep studios from not going away, layoffs and everything? What do we have to do? I mean, the big question is, what is a good solution? One good solution is the timing. Good solution is, let's reduce times, let's release the game. The game doesn't do well, let's work on the other one right away. Next 3 years, we can get a hit. Okay, this covers the last one and we're making money. That's what you got to do. Reduce the times, because if you got to wait 12 years, 12 fucking years to get a game that could cover the one that didn't be a hit, that's 12 years down the drain of millions of dollars spent for 2 games that did not hit. That's why we got to try to reduce the times. You know, that's actually a good thing right there. If we can help these devs reduce times to get games out every 3 years instead of 6, beautiful. There's not going to be that much studio shutdowns out there. So I guess it's kind of funny when we get into it. For what? For them to go ahead and bash them? Well, it's a good time to see him. All in due course, a whole bunch of bad worried about he could do is go buy an Xbox. I'm tired of these ponies. Go buy an Xbox and really support the brand. That's all you got to do. Go buy it. But look, man, about the renting thing, look. Here's the thing, though. Right now, we have something out there that says, what's it called? Killing Games? I forgot the name of it. They're trying to defend, from these devs to go out there and kill the games. Because right now, we're paying for a license, and I do agree they should find a solution with not killing the games out there. I agree with that. They got to find a solution for us to own our own games, because we're spending $70. We should own it instead of buying a license, period. I kind of agree with that, but can it affect the business along the way? It can, though. So we got to watch out for what we ask for when it comes to that. And for the renting side of things, renting has never been a problem. It's been a problem now because Xbox started with Game Pass. But for the last, and I'm going to tell you about my video game career, right? What I mean by career is the longest of time since I was 8 years old. I'm 42. 42 minus 8, how much is that? Oh shoot, my math is not working correctly because I've been. I had a terrible week last week after I heard what my father was going to go into, and I still have not caught up for a week of distress and not sleeping well. But let's say shoot, 10 years. That's 32, 34 years. No wait, 36 years into gaming, right? 36 years into gaming that I've been playing games my whole life, right? I never had a problem with renting games. I don't know why is it a problem now. Because hey, back in the day, hey, I remember me. This is me being as a kid though. Hold on, yeah. Let me see if I can find a book though. Ah shit, fuck it. I don't have a book though. This is me when I was a kid though. When I was a kid though, I was like, this is me with the book, right? I'm not gonna open this because this is a gift, so I'm not gonna open this. And even though I don't read Japanese though, but yes, this is Saint Seiya. So I love Sensei Chat, just to let you know. So I imagine me reading a book when I was on Friday. Oh, I'm doing my homework, going through the book and finishing my homework. It's Friday. Hey, Daddy, can you take me to the video store? Or pick up the phone, because back in the day, you know, you got to pick up that phone and be like, this is how it was. 1, 8, 0, 9. Call my father at his work, be like, hey, Daddy, can you take me to the video store? Did you finish your homework? Yes, I did. Yes, I want to go out and rent something. Okay. And this is me, you know, at 6 p.m. or 7, going to the video store. Or my father, you know, driving me down there, me running in there. And be like, where's the game section? Yeah. Oh, here it is. FIFA. Not FIFA, though, but Mario or something. That's how it was for me as a kid. So what is the problem with renting games? Now, much more easier than how it was from back in the day, though. Now, the good thing is I don't have to drive, though, to go rent something. All I got to do is go into Game Pass and be like, okay, let me download it and play this game. Oh! Having some fun. That's it. That's all that matters, though. Yeah. They got beat. Yeah, I do have BP Money Matt today, man. I'm tired. Look. Let me tell you something. So look, I explained to you my week real quick. So last Wednesday, with all the commotion that's been happening, because you guys do not know what I've been going through, because you know I don't like to sit here and cause a big thing though, but it's been dramatic. My week since Friday of last week. Since June 4th. My week since June 4th has been crazy. June 4th, I had a cousin who had a baby. And chat, the baby did not come out in a great position. The baby was revived after 3 minutes. So what happened was, real quick, they had to put the baby in an incubator. And after that, the whole week, we've been under stress because worried about the baby, though. You're like, shit, you know, when this happens, you know, when you read through stuff, you're like, damn, sometimes, you know, it doesn't turn out to be good. Sometimes even the baby could die. So for like the whole week, we had that stress. And then that very same weekend after that happened, which thank God the baby turned out fine. He finally got out of the hospital this week on Monday and everything is good. Lungs, hearts, everything is perfect. That happened on Friday, June 4th. Sunday, June 6th, Xbox Showcase. A great aunt of ours that was 98 years old passed away on Sunday. 90 years old. It was a great aunt. Great aunt. You know, 98 years old, we were ready for it because a month earlier we knew that was going to happen. So 90-year-old aunt passes away. This is all, I'm telling you, this is all from Friday to this week. Wednesday. And so the great aunt passes away. We had to look for the papers, her birth certificate, which was from 1928. And thank God that in 4 hours, we found that birth certificate. So that happened. So that was Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, my father calls me and it's like, yeah, I got to go into surgery this Wednesday, which was yesterday, because I have an artery that's full of calcium, or I don't know what's it called, but it's full of it, and I have to go into surgery. And after that news got in and everything that has happened, you know, you get that stress. Like, oh, man. You know? Yeah. that was my week though. And when I finally got a chance to talk to the doctor, and the doctor explained to me, no, your father explained it wrong to you. The thing is, I want to go in to check if it's not actually that full. But I have a 70 chance of belief that it's not full, but there's a 30% chance of me that says that there could be something and I need to fix it. So that's why I went in with plague. Thank you for that. Yeah, plague. Let's just call it plague, all right? But yeah, that was it. That was my week and a half. That was my week and a half. It's been insane for me. That's what happens though. So I haven't caught up with sleep as well. I need to sleep even better. So yeah. Thanks, man. So yeah, let's keep it going. Everything is good, chat. Everything is fine. Just to let you know, we were all fine. Oh, and there's one last thing though, that on Thursday, my uncle called me, and the other thing is my grandma's sister that passed away, I think it was last year or two, and she has cancer in her, I forgot what's it called. Spanish is hígado. I don't know how to say it in English, but she has cancer in her hígado. So now she has to go to surgery on, but supposedly it's controlled though. So yeah, so it's a lot of things though. It's a lot of things that are happening though. It's a lot of things though. So yeah, it's been one heck of a week for me. It's been, but in the end though, everything has turned out to be good. Now we're waiting for this Friday for the results from my aunts, and let's see from what goes on from there. But yeah, crazy weeks, huh? Yep. Liver, thank you, liver. Yeah, she has liver cancer. But supposedly it's controlled, but now they're doing one more test, and we will know on Friday if it's actually did not spread or if it's controlled, for them to go in, hack and slash, give her radiation therapy, I think it's this, or chemo. I don't know if that's going to work because she's a pretty old lady, so I don't know how she's going to take it though. So let's see. Let's pray that everything turns out to be good though. Question for everyone in chat. Do you think Halo will return as the Xbox logo, as the Big Green Master Chief? I think it'll be good. Just having Halo back on Xbox, everybody's going to be happy, though. Just for having that, though. And like I said, though, I got the point of Joey. That's something, to fight about because he wants that. I get it. But you going out there and blasting because of Xbox's strategy. I don't know why they should stick to exclusives. I don't know why this and that. I don't know why they have to go out there and throw this over here. I mean, they should have put it on PlayStation. Should have kept on going with this. Why? Because, again, we talked about this. Xbox shelled them out. 25 games. PlayStation only giving them 1. Now, if you tell me that PlayStation gave them at least 9 or 10 out of their exclusives, I would have been like, I have no problem with it. But PlayStation ain't giving shit back. So why should PlayStation pull back on PC and Xbox not continue on with this? I mean, that's simple, basic stuff that you got to ask, though. That's it. I'm surprised they don't have a new standalone Halo MP for the championship out already. That's true, though. That's true. Sorry, but Game Pass is king. Yeah, of course, Game Pass is king. Game Pass is kicking butt. But yeah, y'all got the point about renting games. It's never been a problem. They just want to make it a problem because Xbox is doing it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the problem, because everything Xbox does, it's awful. Yes, Xbox layouts workers, bad Xbox. Xbox shuts down a studio, bad Xbox. Xbox wants to reset its strategy, ooh, awful Xbox. PlayStation, Bungie's about to lay off 800 employees. But in the end, though, they're going to do work only on underperforming Marathon. Maybe, leaving 400 behind is okay. Now it's, it's okay. PlayStation, I'm not putting my games on PC. Now you're not putting the games on PC? It's okay, good, we're happy. That strategy did not work because it did not sell well. Okay, next. What's the other one, chat? Bring it. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me say something else. Because he said this yesterday on his show. He said this on his show. And this came from Paris's mouth. Exclusive with the hardware so expensive. Then why should PlayStation have exclusive with their hardware so expensive? Because the last time I checked, though, the pricing is... I don't see PlayStation here. I see them here. And they went back to exclusives. Yeah. Let's go. See what I mean? Let's not pretend PS5 have not ground to a halt also. Yes, they have. They have. They have ground to a halt. They have. They have. They have. And that was my problem. Because look, you were on this guy's show and you did not say nothing about it. But it's okay. Cool. You do what you gotta do. Yep. That's how it is. So chat, listen up. The crazy ones gotta go, chat. I got someone coming here at 12. We got things we gotta do here at home, which we were supposed to do it on the other day. And now I got my aunt calling, which is driving me nuts because her car is locked. I don't know what happened to her car, but you know that means I have to drive over there and check her car out. I don't know what's going on with that, but either way though, I have stuff I gotta do here at home, and he's supposed to be here at 12, and I gotta catch him because if he doesn't come here at 12, you know that means that he's gonna go away and work somewhere else. So I gotta catch that. So chats, before I go, like always, tell me what you've all been playing. Well, yeah, that was my long rant about everything that's happened this week. It's been a crazy week. When it comes down to Xbox itself, a lot of Xbox bashing, but nobody looks at the other side and says anything. They just stay quiet. So, chat, tomorrow, if nothing comes up today, which I hope it doesn't, because it's going to be pretty quiet for the rest of the day. I hope so. I'm not seeing Twitter going on a frenzy as of today, because lately it's all been the bashing of Xbox. But yeah. So let's see what's going to be brought up to the table today. But if there's not that much happening, so what we're going to do is tomorrow we're going to talk about that Gears of War tech that has been announced. Tech demo, that's a 7-minute video. And I'm going to sit down and watch the 74 minutes State of Decay game and just bring up some ideas, you know, talk a little bit about it, you know? Yeah. Let's see what we can bring up to the table. But yeah, chat, what you've all been playing? What you've all been playing, my chat? What you've all been playing? Beatdown City? Yeah, I'm playing. Oh, I tried that yesterday, Ubay. It's been fun. It's been fun. That game is so much fun. Dirt Rally 2. And I love Beatdown City Survivors, like running around, collecting like the weapons and everything. I still gotta get my hands around it, but it's fun. It's been a fun game. Gothic Remake, nice. That's good. Doesn't PS have a Game Pass equivalent? Yes, they do, because again, it's Xbox, it's bad, but when PlayStation does it, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Starfield Online, nice. Awesome stuff right there. Awesome stuff. As Wandering Dutch and Boxer would say, awesome stuff. Yes. My good friends, man. I miss those guys. A lot. I really do. I gotta take a look at that. I saw that 30 Below NBA Run. I saw that. I gotta take a look at that. I gotta take a look at that game. If it's like NBA Jam, I might pick it up. But oh yeah, I did see that. SanDisk has launched a new SSD for the PS5 that is 8 terabytes and it costs $2,959. Man, let me tell you something. Brother, that's how Golan would say. With $2,959, you know what I would do? I would go to Punta Cana, rent a house for 4 or 5 days, rent a yacht, go fishing, come back, and still have money left to do what I want in Punta Cana for the 4 or 5 days. Seriously. You expect me to spend $3,000 for 8 terabytes? How is this a good news? Fuck no. Yo, they must be crazy. You heard that. They must be crazy. Hell no. With $2,959, I would go to Cologne, Germany to go to Gamescom, visit it, enjoy the show, and still probably have some money left after that to come back home with. So probably 300, 400, but I still have something left though. SSDMB is also for PC. I know it is, Ralph Taylor, but it's funny how they say, oh, we launched this and it's cost $3,000. You're crazy. I would have said, no, I'm not. Let's pull back on this shit because it costs too much damn money. That's money badly spent on resource right there. Get in the phone call, chat. Hold on. Hello. Dímelo, Tony. Está allá abajo. Ya yo te subo ahora. Damos terminar con el programa. Te llamo ahora. Ah, pues yo estoy aquí en la casa. Pues arranca para acá. Okay, bye. Yes, he's coming. Thank God. I needed him to come. All right, good. But again, $3,000? Shit. Now you complaining about signing a letter holding up the RAM. Why don't you fight Sony for taking RAM or storage to do this shit? Fight them. Bitch about it. Go for it. That's crazy. $3,000? That's resources badly spent. Holy shit. Damn. No, because look, so he's going to come over here. He's going to do some work. We have an electrical problem that we got to fix. We got a plumbing issue in the back that we got to fix. We have several things we got to fix here at my house. That's been on for a while. So yes, he's my electrician, he's my plumber. He's pretty much everything. We got some work to do. So yeah. So chat, like always, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Thank you all for super chats. Thank you all for your memberships. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. So that's seriously, chat. I hope you have fun with the show. You know, when a small thing is expensive than a pro, man. Look, the pro is fucking expensive. Instead of me, I'm being serious though. Like when I sit there and look at the PS5 Pro, first things first, because look, this is how I look at the Pro though, right? You buy the Pro, it's $100, right? To get that shit. Plus tax, let's say $960 or $1,000 with that. So after you get the Pro, you got to buy the TV so it can look good on the Pro. So let's say that's $1,000 or $2,000 spent there. That's $3,000. And in all honesty, you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather go out there, buy a motherboard, buy a 5080, and grab the PC case that I have, and buy a system on a chip, and still have money left. I mean, a sock. Buy a sock, right? And still have this PC running better than the PS5 Pro. And still have money left. That's crazy. But yeah. I mean, that's the way I think, though. And not only that, it's going to last me 2 generations, too. But okay. All right, chat. And thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Thank y'all for super chats. Thank y'all for memberships. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I love you guys to death. Seriously, chat, you guys are the best. So, chat, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, also hit that bell so it can tell you when XBI content comes on. And guys, have a beautiful night. Do you mean a beautiful and an awesome Thursday? And as always, I will see you guys on the Xbox International Podcast. It's 10 p.m. ET. When we do come back with Sound Blow, the Big Blue Man, Sun and Cypher, and on Fridays, if I really don't expand Espanol with every Senecita and Meta Berserker. And last but not least, good morning with Crazy Little Gaming when I send the signal out over there on Twitter X, Blue Sky, Discord, and YouTube. And that's why we gotta hit that bell so you can know when the crazy one comes on top of what's happening in the gaming news world. Chats, have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning on Good Morning with Crazy Little Gaming. Bye, y'all. Have an awesome one.